Are we live yet?
Yes, we now just went live.
Oh, okay.
Hello, TV people.
Woo!
Welcome, we are back after a week break.
Feels like forever.
Yep, we are now back. Sorry for the week
I feel
break.
like
We had reasons.
I feel like it was 2 weeks if anything.
It was a week.
Hope y'all are having a good day so far.
So I need to see my for ya.
I haven't even. Yeah, hold on. I haven't even.
We're
I
on the
have not
starting
even
screen right
pulled
now,
up my.
so this is when we get to do all get rid of the
Okay.
kinks.
Well, okay. Well, I haven't even started. I don't even have my drawing thing up yet. Hold on.
You're not even
I
started.
know. I'm the
Oh my
worst. I
god.
know. I'm sorry.
And you draw. Just kidding. You say that you draw and you don't have your art program open 24/7?
I don't draw at all. What are you talking about? I've never drawn before in my life.
Shit.
That's just you saying those things. Yeah.
He starts
hold
crying.
hold on. Hold on. I don't have my music playing. I don't have drawings open. I'm really bad at this.
You're doing great, Father.
Don't you lie to me.
I ain't lying.
All right. Well, then that's very nice. That's very kind of you to say.
You're doing your best, Jim.
I could do better.
I mean, we all could do better, but
We all could do better. Strive to be better. Woo.
right now you're
Self-improvement.
doing the best you can.
I'm very tired.
What is this?
So I started watching the Fallout Amazon show that came out not too long ago.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll be back.
how is it?
Well, I've got mixed feelings, but I lean towards the positive.
Uh-huh.
So now, look, Maggie, you already know this, but just in case you didn't know this, I am a huge Fallout fan.
Yes.
Huge Fallout nerd. I know lots about it, right?
Yes.
And so there's some things about it where there's lots about it where I'm like, this is awesome. This is pretty true to the series, the lore, etc. All that because the lore matters. It's kind of it's one of those things where it's like it's relevant, but a lot of people have a lot of problems with the show recently because it's like Fallout under Bethesda talk and pull up thing. Fallout under Bethesda, a lot of people point out that it's like it's been almost 300 years. Well, actually, it's recently been a total of 200 years. How come humanity has yet to rebuild anything other than shitty shacks, right? Whereas under interplay with Fallout 1, 2, Tactics, and then Obsidian working to make Fallout New Vegas, which a lot of people who worked at Interplay eventually worked at Obsidian. So it's like they had like some series veterans on the team making Fallout New Vegas.
Yes.
That it felt like in those titles, it's like yes, things are really awful, but they are making progress to organize, to set things up, and it becomes more like what if a really broken down but still somewhat modern world between factions of people with different ideas and beliefs and systems of beliefs. That's the core thing with Fallout overall, or at least
Yeah.
that's always been the major sticking point. Is it's each faction, each group of people, each villain or side has some sort of philosophy about the world and how people should live or how people should do things.
Mhm.
and then it pits those things it pits those ideas against each other, and you the player are left to then choose um what you think the right thing is, and then the game gives you like outcomes to quests and things like that based on your choices, right? It's an RPG, of course.
Yeah.
But under Bethesda, it's more like you're just running around in a completely destroyed version of the world with mutants and stuff like that. Nothing is ever going to come back to normal, or to be normal again. And now there's just violent people everywhere, and monsters that used to be normal animals that mutated beyond belief. And everybody's mistrustful of each other and shooting each other because there's no reason to care about like law or anything, or to do any of that, right?
Yeah.
That's overall what Fallout under Bethesda has been. And then other times people point out like there's really dumb stuff in Fallout that doesn't make any logical, like it's just like these are just bad ideas, and you'd have to be you'd have to be some special kind of person in order to be like, yes, let's build our town around a bomb. Let's build a town in the crater of a bomb, because straight up
Totally.
irrigation and trash is not a problem for us, let alone being around an undetonated nuclear bomb. It's like, that's a very good point, that just in general, it doesn't matter if there's a religious cult around that thing or what. It's like you just don't build your town around it. Like it's just not a good idea in general. So it's like stuff like that, stuff like some of the motivations of characters. It's like very lazy, or it's very like not that interesting when you think about it. But it's played up as something, as it's the turn your brain off, or when you don't think about it then it's fine kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that's all right and all, and I understand that. And it's like I still like lots of aspects where it's like maybe this doesn't make the most sense if I really think about it, like how sensical is it, or how logical is it. But at the end of the day, it's part of it. Part of the joy of it is the flavor too.
Yeah.
And so, anyways, so getting back to it. So back to the show. Some people are kind of pissed off because it then takes place in the same similar locations as the stuff that the original games, Interplay, Obsidian, did on the West Coast, because Fallout 3 and Fallout 4 took place on the East Coast. So it always felt like the old guard who worked on the previous titles made this stuff for the West Coast, but Bethesda then essentially took the series to the East Coast, and they kind of remained separate, right?
Mhm.
And then because Bethesda essentially bought the series, because Interplay eventually went bankrupt and went under, so then they bought the series, um, and started making Fallout games, starting with Fallout 3. There were lots of people who, coming from Fallout 2 and Fallout Tactics and Fallout Brotherhood of Steel, although nobody talks about that one. That one's just a bad thing for everybody involved. That they really didn't like the change of the gameplay style and the stuff like that, where they took the Elder Scrolls formula and brought it to Fallout. Now, for me, Fallout 3 was my first Fallout title, and personally, the isometric games, in general, feel a little too slow and a little too unbalanced for my taste to enjoy,
Mhm.
because it's a lot of it is RNG, where it's like you'll be you start out with nothing but like in 2 you start out with like spear, javelins, your fists.
Yeah.
In 1 you start out with a 10 millimeter pistol, and it's like, and of course your skills determine like, oh, it's a tabletop esque game, so, and an RPG, so you roll to hit. Do you hit the rad roach, or the mole rat, or do you not? And then you roll, and then turns out you usually miss most of the time.
Yeah.
And so level 2 in Fallout 1 and 2 are very difficult games. But if you know strategies, or you know what you're doing, or et cetera, then it's like then it's not as bad, I guess. But that's not really the type of game that I enjoy because I prefer when it comes to combat and stuff like that. And then and to be fair, Elder Scrolls did the same thing too with Morrowind, and that was by Bethesda before Bethesda bought Fallout, where they did like you're swinging your sword at the rat, and it's like miss, 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 hit, miss, 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 miss. Like you're literally clicking because you click to hit, right? And if you've got a melee weapon, you just swing, 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 and you'll just see the little things like miss, 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 hit, and then
Yeah.
it's like, and that's combat for Morrowind, which is really annoying because it's like I'm standing right in front of the motherfucker. It's like, and I can see it. And it's like, can't you just give it to like? It's one thing if he's moving around and my cursor isn't directly on top of where I'm supposed to be hitting. Like I'm legitimately missing. I understand that, but to be like, oh, miss, 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 miss over and over again for like really low level monsters is super annoying
Yeah.
to have to eventually get over where it's like the only way you get better at the game is not through you playing it better or having any sort of skill as a player, but to just make your numbers get bigger so that you actually start not dying to everything that attacks you. Because there's a lot of things that will just straight up attack you in Morrowind if you go wandering off in the wrong direction, right?
Yeah.
And that's really annoying because you have no chance because if you go wandering off in the wrong direction, a cliff racer, which is like a giant, a very large skin, it's like a pterodactyl, but it's got no head. Whatever. It's fucking annoying, is what it is. The fucking cliff racers. So yeah, you'll just get fucking attacked by a cliff racer and you'll die because it has better stats than you. It has better skill levels than you. So you'll lose
Yeah.
until you get to the point where, okay, my armor is good, I'm wearing better equipment, I've leveled up a couple of times, I have more health, my skills in dexterity dexterity are up, so it'll also miss more.
You
My melee
good?
weapons are better. Yeah, I don't know, something just kind of what's in my throat while trying to talk, and I just kept going. Um, so 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 point is Morrowind, Fallout 1, Fallout 2. I don't care for those types of games. It doesn't feel as fair as other top-down or isometric games. Like I really love XCOM, and if Fallout played more like XCOM, then I'd like it because XCOM has a lot of strategy, but it doesn't feel completely unfair.
Yeah.
Even if you put it on the harder modes, it's like as long as you use your strategy wisely, it doesn't feel unjustified or it doesn't feel like you're totally screwed. And also because your characters don't really level up in the same way and don't really their chance to hit is not super based on like a skill or something like that.
Yeah.
Like if they have better equipment or if they have or if they do level up, they do more damage and they'll be more likely to hit, sure. But it's not like the defining thing that makes it so you hit 20% of the time. You know, that's just
Yeah.
disgusting. So, where was I getting? So people didn't like Fallout 3. They didn't like some of the changes that Bethesda made to the lore, but I was okay with Fallout 3. Fallout 3, after going from Fallout 3 and then back to 2 and 1, I'm like, okay, I can actually see where this totally fits into the lore. This is totally permissible, but it's like you can get away with it this time. These changes or these whatever you're doing to the series, you can get away with it in 3. But
Yeah.
that's it. Then when 4 came out, I was really pissed because what they said was, for the series for the entirety of the series, which was pretty much only 4 mainline games up to this point, uh, Fallout 3 included. They changed something that I thought this doesn't actually make any sense, and in fact, it makes more sense if they would have done the thing that they should have done with it, and it is power armor. Now
Yeah.
it's one thing to be like, okay, they made power armor a lot bigger. They made it so it's like you get into a suit and you're driving a suit. It's not so much just like I take off my regular clothes and I put on my armor clothes. It's
Yeah.
more like I get into a walking tank. And it's like that's a good idea, that's a good addition, that's a good change that they made to the series. It makes power armor so much more intimidating because it's like people in power armor in the series have always been hyped up as like, well, they're wearing power armor. We're fucked. Like these guys, these these 10 guys in power armor just came up and it's like and destroyed everything. It's like, well, both on the good side and the bad side. Well, good side, bad sides, quote quote. Fallout morality is hazy. So that change of the power armor was a good thing, and it's like that's a good retcon where it's like you're bringing it more in line to what everybody talks it up to be, rather than um rather than the way it was displayed in Fallout 3, which was just a suit. In Fallout 2, you were just looking at sprites anyway, so it wasn't super defined anyways.
Yeah.
But the problem comes in where they said that, oh, the set of T60 power armor, which looks a lot like T45 because when the artists were creating the art for Fallout 4, they said, oh, we're going to do the T45, but it's going to have this really cool, this really big facelift, this really big change. And then they were like, well, there's so much that you changed about it that why don't we just make it a new set of armor and we'll just make the T45, which is a lot closer to the original.
Yeah.
Because they were going through a shift of the art style, and because Fallout 3's art director died of cancer a little while after Fallout 3 came out, they had to hire new people, and they kind of changed art direction and stuff like that. So things got changed there, like whatever. But so they added this new tier of power armor. But the problem is that while it looks like a tier of power armor that has existed through all the games, that they said this one also exists before the war, which means it was manufactured in 2077 or around that, right?
Yeah.
Now, this is a huge problem because in the 4 games that predate it, this suit of power armor is never mentioned. The T60 does not exist. Nobody's ever heard of it. Nobody ever makes mention of it. Everybody knows about the T45. Everybody knows about the T51. Nobody knows about the T60 because it didn't exist yet in the minds of anybody who was making the series.
Yeah.
So then they just said, suddenly, no, this armor exists. This was the top of the line at the time. Blah, blah, blah. It's like, yeah, but then it's like, that's like saying, like, just because I don't own a McLaren and I don't know anybody who owns a McLaren or a Bugatti, the really high-end sports cars, I still know they exist. I could still make mention of them where it's like, my shittier car is not a Bugatti. It's like, that's like, my T45 is not isn't that really nice T60 series, but it gets the job done. Like, there's no mention of that.
Yeah.
At the time of the previous titles, T51B power armor was the shit. It was the premium stuff that, like, you can't punch through this. This makes our men walking tanks, one-man tanks. They can carry huge weapons. They can carry lots of weight. They can walk into gunfire, and if you're not using anything, like if you're not using 7.62 or higher, if you're not using 30-30, if you're not using a 50 BMG, you are not shooting this man inside the suit. He will walk up to you and just smack you. Like,
Yeah.
small arms and rifles and stuff does nothing to it. And it's like, that's fucking cool. But that was T51B. Then they say, nope, T60 exists. And I'm like, you didn't have to do that. You didn't have to retcon it. Because you could have had your titular new power armor that you have for the series because, believe it or not, in Fallout 2 and Fallout 1 and Fallout 2, there was actually no distinction between power armors. There was just power armor.
Yeah.
It was actually Fallout 3 that introduced the idea that, oh, there's this suit called the T45, and this is what it looks like, and it's actually not as good as the T51B, but it was cheaper to manufacture. They had a lot of it stored in storage all across the United States, and it was a earlier tier, so they had a bunch of it made.
Yeah.
T51 is better, but it's also rarer. So, if you were walking around with T45, it's like you're still wearing power armor. It's still awesome, but you're not wearing the best stuff you could be, but you're still a walking tank.
Yeah.
And throughout the events of Fallout 3, the Brotherhood of Steel canonically eventually destroys the Enclave, particularly the Enclave base on the East Coast, because the Enclave was already destroyed in Fallout 2 on the West Coast, but it's like, okay, well, you have two halves of the country, and it was the government after the United States fell. It was the enclave. It was like the president, chief of staff, all those people, all the politicians, essentially said, we were the United States, now we're the enclave.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, it's reasonable to say so there were some people on the East Coast, there's some people on the West Coast. I can jive with that, even though some people didn't like that, but I was like, that makes sense. It's like, just because you wipe out one base on the West Coast does not mean you wiped out everything on the East Coast. You know, it can still exist.
Yeah.
The Enclave had, and still, for a very long time, had access to vertibirds, and they had access, which is your Fallout vertical takeoff and landing vehicles that are essentially helicopters or Chinooks, because they're dual rotors and everything. But troop transport and all that stuff. The Enclave had vertibirds. They had they had power armor, but they're the Enclave. They're the remnants of the U.S. government, and they've made a lot of stuff after the war, which it would make sense that they said, okay, we have these ways of manufacturing our armor, our weapons, maintaining our vehicles, all that stuff, to the modern day, 200 years later. So the Enclave could make their own suits of power armor, suits the power armor that did not exist before the war, like the Hellfire, like the XO2s, like the Tesla armors. They were making armor. At the very end of Fallout 3, the Brotherhood of Steel eventually destroys the mobile weapons platform, which is basically like, think like an aircraft carrier, but it's a giant tank and it's on land, right?
Yeah.
This is their mobile operating base, and also where they manufacture a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The Brotherhood of Steel manages to, with the help of the player, to destroy it, wipe out the Enclave, all remnants of them, and completely destroy their forces, their numbers, and everything. With you use actual like satellite missiles, like missiles that were placed in orbit, and then they got access to the satellite that was still up there, and then like rain down missiles on the Enclave's mobile weapons platform, thus destroying it. And I'm like, okay, cool. This means, and by the way, the Brotherhood of Steel's mission, like the thing that they say, this is what we do. Their whole mission is we retrieve technology that from the old world or whatever, and we preserve it, we learn about it, we utilize it for our own uses, so that the world never nukes itself again. That's their mission statement.
Yeah.
So, you've just destroyed your technologically superior enemy. And now their technology is scattered all around you, and your whole thing is we reclaim technology, study it, and use it for our own ends, try to reverse engineer it, etc., etc. What do you think they do with all that stuff that they just got from the Enclave, if that's your mission statement? You'd make better stuff. You'd say, these guys have plans of really good power armor. We can take all the knowledge that they have and integrate it into our stuff. You know what we could do? We could take the existing suits of power armor that we have, and we could improve them with this technology. We could manufacture newer, better armor than even the T-51Bs, because we have all this extra research data, new materials, and manufacturing that they didn't even have back then, because so much time has passed, and the Enclave has just been forever working and making better shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, that makes sense. The Brotherhood make new armor. That's a cool concept. They're not just reclaiming old world technology. They are now getting to the point where it's like, we're so smart. We've gathered so much data, and we've taken it from other people who are also making stuff, and we make our own new stuff.
Yeah.
That's what should have happened. That would have made so much sense lore-wise, and it would have been really cool, because it would have been one of those signs of, like, now humanity is not only trying to get back on its feet from the nuclear bombs,
Yeah.
but also we're now moving forward and starting to build new weapons, new pieces of armor and stuff that didn't even exist back in the war.
Yeah.
But no, they said this new piece of armor, it's always existed. They just
Mm.
dropped the ball, said this thing has always existed. It's never been mentioned before. Nobody knew about it until now, but now it's just ubiquitous that everybody knows that there's T60 power armor. Um and it just is the way it is. It's like you missed a great opportunity to advance something and make a mark on something where it's like and you just squandered it and rewrote things because it was easier. It's like it's harder to go to in my mind go back and rationalize that this thing always existed rather than saying, "Oh yeah, the Brotherhood, they're making new stuff now with the technology that they managed to reclaim from the Enclave after they fucking destroyed that group."
Yeah.
That would have made 1,000% more sense as far as a thing to justify why does this exist. Now you could say, you could also make it so that it's rare. You could also make it that it's perhaps it's something where, oh, how come other people have it? Where do other factions get it, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, sometimes Brotherhood knights still die in the field. It's a dangerous world. It's not like it's super safe, and it's not like they're impervious or anything. So sometimes people manage to get Brotherhood equipment that they otherwise shouldn't have, and so that's why some of these groups might have a T60 in
Yeah.
in their in their back pocket, or like one really lucky guy has it. Like that's fine. But don't make it so that it was something that always existed and now a bunch of people are just running around with it because it always existed. It's like, why? Why do that? Why do that one thing? You didn't have to do that, and you did it.
Because they said so.
And that, because they said so. And that one little change has irked me to my very core for the entirety of the series since 4 came out. And I don't even care about 77 or 76, Fallout 76. Yeah, whatever it's called. I don't care about that game and all it does because it's not really a real Fallout game. It took a long time to make it anywhere close to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like fed up with it, right? I'm kind of irritated. And there's a couple other things that they've changed or retconned or whatever. But I'm just like, you guys had opportunities to keep this nice and consistent. And when you keep lore consistent and you keep stuff consistent in a series, it keeps people invested because it feels like everything is true and matters.
Yeah.
But as soon as you start overwriting these things and you say nothing exists, or we can do whatever we want with it because it's our thing, not theirs, so we will do whatever we want with it. We'll make changes if we want. Like when you do that, what you just end up doing is you end up making it so that people don't give a shit because you never know if the thing that they write this time gets overridden by the other thing next time.
Yeah.
It's like it's I guess it's Sisyphean in a way because it's like, why get invested now if they're just going to change it later when they say this thing that happened, well, actually it didn't happen, and also it doesn't matter. Like, it's hard to get invested in. It's like, then why should I care about whatever it is that your game, your story is about, or the things that are happening in the game, if you can just say, yeah, but that didn't happen, or no, or there's no point then.
Yeah.
You lose a lot of drive to be invested in the thing, and that's how I felt with a lot of Fallout stuff recently, because 76 does the same thing and it changes. And Bethesda really, really, really likes the Brotherhood of Steel. Like that's their hard-on group.
Yeah.
And it's like, I get it, they are cool, but like they are not the only they are not the only people who exist. And it's like, it's completely possible that multiple different military groups exist all around the United States that can't hear from each other because communications are so cut off, or there's so much interference between places because of radiation or because of whatever. So it's like, why do you have to have the same group? Like, just, it feels like if they wanted to, they could just own the entire United States, but the only reason they don't is because they are actually very reclusive and are so few in number because they don't like outsiders coming into their stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, I guess, but you're still like, at what point might they just say like, well, we should just start taking in people from the outside world. They're not that bad. It's like the Brotherhood have always been portrayed as just as elitist as the Enclave. They're just a little bit better. They just don't have an interest in killing everybody absolutely, whereas the Enclave does.
Yeah.
Like that's the only difference between the two groups. And the Brotherhood is actually a group formed by uh, uh ex-military service people who sought shelter um during the bombs, and then we're like, what the fuck, the bombs dropped, why, like, how could our government let this happen, like, why didn't they tell us about like what was happening, like we were kept in the dark about all this shit. It's like, you know what, fuck the US government, this is the army saying this. We're gonna form our own group based on our own ideals, and it's a, I don't know what you would call it, a militocracy. They like they're very much rooted in like their military understanding of things because they were military service people. And then
Yeah.
they would raise their children in that same fashion, kind of like if you had military parents, they would kind of treat you in that same kind of like, this is how we do things, and respect and stuff like that. Like if you've grown up with a parent in the military, you understand this.
Yeah.
Um, so that's how the Brotherhood is traditionally portrayed, is kind of like on their own. They're not bad, but they're not good either. They're not doing anything out of the kindness of their heart kind of thing.
Yeah.
They're usually only doing things if they can get something out of it. And they live their lives pursuing that goal and whatnot. And a lot of people didn't like the change for the Brotherhood when it came to Fallout 3, because Elder Elijah was a man who was essentially kicked out of the West Coast Brotherhood of Steel, because he basically said, hey, not only should we collect technology, but then we should also use it to, I don't know, make sure that everybody else doesn't fucking die when they don't have to.
Yeah.
And the West Coast Brotherhood, being more uh, um, staunch in their ways, said, nah, you can fucking leave, dude, but we're not doing that. We're all about just collecting the toys and making sure nobody else can use them, while also making sure that we know exactly how to use them and what they do and how to make them if we wanted to make them. So it's like, on one hand, it's like I can appreciate the I can see why people are like, oh, well, it's not the real Brotherhood of Steel then. If they're not just saying, fuck you, give me your cool laser rifle, you shouldn't get to have that, only I get to have that.
Mm-hmm.
I can understand the aspect of people saying like that's not the real Brotherhood, to have this like, essentially, I guess you could call him the equivalent of a tree hugger, where it's like, I think we should make it so that people don't die from the mutants or the raider attacks. It's like, I get why people are like not into that, because that's not core to their identity, but it's like, it makes sense to me, where it's like you probably have over time some differences of opinion to be like, what are we doing this for, guys? Like, I understand that we don't want to nuke the world again, like that's part of the reason why we're doing this, but also, if we continue at this rate, there will be nobody around to nuke the world anyways. It'll just be a bunch of scary fucking monsters and idiots running around with tires strapped to their shoulders because they're raiders and stupid. Because there's not going to be any people left. There will be no people to use nukes, even if they had them.
Yeah.
So it's like, I could roll with that, and I could say, yes, this is a reasonable thing that would eventually happen. You get somebody who'd be like, I know this is how we do things, but I think we should probably do the right thing. And then being like, well, that's cool and all, but how about you leave and get the fuck out and never return?
Mm-hmm.
And people didn't like that, but I thought is a good thing. It makes sense. It makes sense. Exactly. It makes sense. So it's like, that's reasonable. But people are like, nope, I don't like Bethesda for doing that stuff too with them. But then in Fallout 4, then they 180, and a child man, a preteen. He was basically a preteen during the events of Fallout 3. But he's part of a lineage, and they kind of he's a lineage because he's like the great grandson of Maxim, who founded the Brotherhood of Steel. So he's kind of like royalty in a sense. But then he comes back later, and now he's got the fucking Pridwin airship that they had back in Brotherhood Tactics, or Fallout Tactics, which was a game when it was just Fallout 1, 2, and Tactics. A lot of people didn't like Tactics, but
Yeah.
Tactics was pretty cool in its own right, and it introduced a lot of interesting ideas. Like, they had cars. They even had, like, the Brotherhood eventually got Humvees to work, and it's like, yeah, humans would probably at some point get fucking cars to work, right?
Yeah.
But then in 3, no, the rest of the world still doesn't know how fucking cars work, and we just drag everything around on the backs of two-headed cows. And it's like, that's kind of dumb. Like, you have car parts laying around everywhere, and you have people who somewhat understand machines just by being around them and understanding that conceptually, if you put a machine on 4 wheels, you can drive it around places. It's like, it shouldn't be a crazy concept to get a car.
Well, I mean, just because the nukes dropped doesn't mean every single mechanic ever died.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's like, they have people who literally do maintain things like water systems, power systems, power armor, weapons, like, and even some small groups have gotten into like manufacturing stuff, like the gun runners in Fallout 2 and in Fallout New Vegas. It's like they are a group of people who they have a collection of blueprints and stuff for weapons, as well as the old machines that you could use to machine weapons. So they're making new stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's what Fallout used to be, but Bethesda's like, no, everybody lives in a shitty shack and nobody's progressing, and they don't know what cars are, and they don't use cars, and you could argue, well, that's more like a gameplay limitation because you can't have cars moving around because of the Gamebryo engine. But at the other hand, it's like, well, you could still like make passing mention that it's like, oh yeah, we have a car, and this is how we fast travel, or we drive here for there, or it's difficult to, we do have cars, but it's difficult to drive around with all the terrain and stuff like that because there's like trash and rubble lining all the roads, so it's actually kind of inconvenient to drive anywhere. We need like a clear path, and even if you have a clear path, there's a bunch of monsters in the way, so it's actually really inefficient to have cars. It's like, if you gave me that logic, I'd say, oh, makes sense, cool, fair enough.
Yeah, but
You're
they
right.
don't.
They don't even bother. It's just like not even a concept to anybody, and it's kind of dumb. And so, long story short, I have problems with the Fallout series. I don't like the changes that Bethesda makes because they disregard other lore, or sometimes it feels like whoever's writing anything or making the stuff, they don't know. And so when they make the stuff, then they don't even think that they're making a mistake because they never knew the lore in the first place.
Yeah.
But it's like, if you're writing for, if I was hired, if I put in a resume right now to Bethesda, and it's like, dear Bethesda, I want to work for you, hire me. And they say, okay, Derek, you're on the writing team. And I say, cool. And I say, what are we doing? It's like, we're writing the next Fallout game. It's like, cool. I already know a lot about Fallout. I love the series. But whenever I'm making mention of things, you know what I do? I check the fucking wiki to make sure I get my facts straight as to like where the origin of something is.
Yeah.
I type in Fallout whatever, like jet is one thing where it's like, this is a chemical, this is a inhalant drug that is invented during the time of Fallout 2, and it is invented in a place called Vault City, which is a vault that was eventually, they were a proper vault, they were a real one, they weren't like a psycho experiment one. They got a GEC, which is a Garden of Eden creation kit, which basically is like a kickstart seeding technology where you can start growing plant life and even start generating water to restart your society. You can grow food, you can get water. 2 things you need. So that Vault City is a literal town built around the fact that yes, the people came out, used their thing, they have a prospering area where they can grow food and get water, and then people flock and be like, I want food and water. It's like, cool, you will have to trade for it. And it's like, I will bring you stuff in trade for food and water. It's like, cool, we need metal and we need buildings and we need technology and we need weapons, and thus a city was created.
Yeah.
During that time, one genius child essentially created a chemical that makes you perceive time super, super slow.
Mhm.
And you get high off of it. but also it has beneficial effects if you use it as a tool. And so this prodigy child is the inventor of Jet. Later in Fallout 4 and New Vegas, they talk, sometimes Jet is mentioned as if it's a thing that's always existed. Like, oh, it existed in pre-war times. People were using this inhalant drug. And a lot of people are like, wait a minute, that's like a whole, like, it's literally a whole fucking quest in Fallout 2 that you help this prodigy child invent this drug.
Yeah.
How what do you mean it existed before the war? And it's like, it doesn't make sense. And those are the many things where, like, clearly when the writers were making the game or making the quest, they never looked it up, they didn't think twice about it, they just kind of wrote it and said, this is the way it is, instead of saying, let me look up everything and make sure that, like, this existed before. They just assumed that it was, right?
Yeah.
And so they have a fundamentally slightly different understanding about the world of Fallout in general. It's not just that the old world was nuked and now we're just all living amongst the scrapped. It's the old world is nuked and now a bunch of societies are starting over, and sometimes new things get invented while starting over
Yeah,
and doing
I
new
mean,
things, while
yeah.
also dealing with problems that we didn't have to deal with before the bombs. Now we get to deal with new problems, like giant lizards trying to kill everybody. Like, that's a, you know, like that's a thing. So overall, my love for Fallout is also my demise for Fallout as the series continues to roll forward, and they continue to change things, or they continue to kind of misunderstand things
Yeah.
or say things that aren't true. And it's like, that's kind of a detail where it's like, if you were a big fan of it, you would know that that's wrong. But I digress. The news show. I've ranted about this for about 30 minutes, but allow me to continue. So the show comes out. And a lot of people are upset because it seems like the show says this location known as Shady Sands, which was a little mud hut, essentially town, adobe building town in Fallout 1, eventually became the capital city of the new California Republic, which is basically a very, very much kind of like pseudo-American government structure. They have a president, they have an army. It's mostly democratic. It's a republic. So it's got all the hallmarks of America, and they're generally more liked than, let's say, the Enclave or the Brotherhood. Enclave killing you because you're impure, and you're not part of the Enclave, so you're just the rats that live on the America that was theirs. Or the Brotherhood, who's, we're the military and we do what we want because it's part of our mission, and also fuck you because you're in my way.
Yeah.
Right? So the NCR, the lesser of two evils, when your other alternatives is, again, crazy people who eat other people. Like, that's not a great, those people aren't well liked either. So the NCR is the obvious choice to be like, good, government, safety, law, etc. Makes sense. Well, their capital city, according to the show, falls in 2277 and then gets nuked. This is kind of weird because in 2281, during the events of Fallout New Vegas, it is pointed out that Shady Sands, this city, town turned capital city, still exists and is still doing stuff. It still exists. It's still the seat of power for this group known as the NCR. And the NCR actually kicked the Brotherhood, the West Coast Brotherhood's asses several times. If anything, purely because of numbers and teamwork, because the Brotherhoods are so exclusive as to who they let join, if they let anybody join, which they usually don't. It's usually like you breed into the Brotherhood through your family lineage.
Yeah.
So over time, it's like they naturally dwindle. Or their gene pool gets to it would get too messy anyway. So it's naturally going to happen regardless. Um, so yeah, the NCR notably beat the Brotherhood a couple of times, to where the Brotherhood on the West Coast has even had to essentially go into hiding. So the NCR is not a group you fuck with. The only
Yeah.
the only time the only time that the NCR really had a strong stalemate was in Las Vegas when they were fighting Caesar's Legion, which is a band of tribal nations that fell under the banner of one tribal nation through sheer force of will and conquest.
Yeah.
Who then he literally names himself Caesar or Kaiser, however you prefer to pronounce his name. And they practice things like enslavement. They practice things like crucifixion and stuff like that because they're very much inspired by the Roman Empire in everything they do. If the name wasn't a dead giveaway. But
Yeah.
anyway, so they conquer tribes of raiders, slavers, tribal peoples all across like Colorado and Arizona, and make them all fall under one banner. And they do it through a show of strength and brutality. So the NCR has a bit of a problem with this because while they are primarily located in California, as they spread into the Mojave Desert, going east and coming into New Vegas, they're trying to maintain a foothold, but they're spreading themselves thin.
Yeah.
And this is notable, but that's to be expected with any force that doesn't have a lot of numbers that's trying to get a foothold,
Mhm.
but they can't. But they can't necessarily keep it forever, and they have to worry about being understaffed, undersupplied. They're always everybody who's in the Mojave is always complaining that they don't want to be in the Mojave because it sucks out here. And it's like, okay, that makes sense if that it would make sense that you still have a majority of your forces in California, and you've only sent a portion of it to Nevada to start claiming land, claiming trade routes, et cetera, et cetera. And then you run into a guy who's like literally like, screw you, I own everything, I am Caesar, and also I crucify people for fun. You're gonna have trouble with that. So then they're
Yeah.
trying to get Mr. House, uh, which is Robert House, who also was the creator of Robco, which is a major electronics and robotics manufacturing company. Um, he owns all of Las Vegas, and he runs it from the Stratosphere, renamed the Lucky 38 in Fallout lore. So he's got a oligarchical control over Las Vegas with a couple of other tribes that he then kind of just said, hey, instead of killing people, put on suits and run casinos and get rich with people coming in to want to gamble and hang out and have a good time. That was his, and it worked because it made and because he had an army of robots to basically defend the city.
Yeah.
It managed to make a very permanent fixture that a lot of people like to go to because it was walled off. It had a standing army of robots, very hard to penetrate, and a lot of people liked the place. So, and then the NCR is trying to get in and say, hey, we're basically the new government of the world. You should let us in, and you should help us out, and we'll help you out, and we'll build stuff, and we'll like rebuild like a monorail, put up a train system from California to Vegas, which is one of those things that they wanted to get set up, but they never could get it set up. Isn't that funny?
Mhm.
What a story, right?
No, it's crazy.
Art imitates life. I know, right? It's almost like that's like not gonna work ever, even though they keep saying they want to do it. So the New California Republic relatively tolerated for in New Vegas because they're not crucifying people, and they also have a habit of bringing in stabilized trade routes, farming, and the like, right? Because
Yeah.
they can essentially maintain and patrol the cities from California to Vegas So that then makes them a beneficial trade ally in general, even if they're not super well liked, because they're also like, you also have to follow all our rules and do what we say
Mm-hmm.
because we're the government. So the NCR falls into that trap. But again, they're still tolerated because people prefer the security over being raided on a daily basis. Um, and so logically, with the end of Fallout New Vegas, the player character either has the opportunity to join Caesar's Legion and take over the dam with Caesar and eventually New Vegas as well. They have the opportunity to side with the NCR, um, have the NCR take over Vegas and the Hoover Dam and wipe out Caesar's Legion.
Mm-hmm.
And the Hoover Dam is very important, not only because of the lake water, which for Vegas is relatively clean, um, because it's a river fed man-made man-made water reservoir is the
Yeah,
word I'm looking for.
it's a reservoir.
So over time, the radiation uh would dissipate for it's not so much the same as like a stagnant lake or something like that.
Yeah.
But for a river over a couple hundred years, it actually is clean. So not only is the water beneficial, but also the fact that the Hoover Dam is still the Hoover Dam, which was undamaged, and the Hoover Dam is fucking. It's a marvel of mechanical engineering,
Mm-hmm.
and it still has the possibility of generating electricity,
Yeah.
and electricity is something that everybody wants. So, um, the NCR is interested in taking it because if you own the Hoover Dam, you own Nevada, and you own you own the power and the water that comes out of Nevada, right?
Yeah.
So the NCR obviously wants it for those reasons for stability. Mr. House though, Robert House, who owns Vegas currently, kind of likes the way things are going, the way he's got things, and wants to maintain his own power. Not only
Mm-hmm.
because he feels like it's his duty, but also he feels like it's his right because he's the one who actually protected New Vegas, well, Las Vegas, but now dubbed New Vegas. He's the one who protected it from the bombs, from any bombs falling on it in the first place, because he had a missile defense system installed around New Vegas, because that's also where he lives. So it's like he thought ahead. The
Yeah.
rich man thought ahead. So he's like, this city is mine. I protected it. It was literally my hand that kept it from going the way of the rest of the world. So no, it's mine. I get to keep it. I get to do what I want with it. It's yeah. So he wants to keep it for his own reasons, and if you wanted to as the player, you could join him, or you could take it from him, screw him over, and say, nope, now New Vegas is mine and it's independent. Whatever you end up doing, whatever moral choice you take, whether you want to be under Caesar or under the NCR, no matter what, um, the Hoover Dam battle takes place, and it's that whole event is canon, and somebody takes over Vegas, whether it be House, the NCR, or Caesar's Legion, unsure.
Yeah.
It's up to interpretation. Logically, though, I would say the most probable solution, most probable outcome, is that the NCR ends up taking over Vegas. The NCR eventually wins this fight. They are more well regulated as a standing army. They are good for trade, not only for within the Mojave, but also from Nevada to California and vice versa. And in general, people like security over, again, being bothered by radioactive scorpions and guys who want to rip your face off on a daily basis. It would make sense that the NCR would be the most well supported. And after taking Hoover Dam, would actually flourish because now they've got this essentially new resource of a lot of water, a lot of power, and with Caesar's Legion gone, that Raider force vanquished, the entirety of Nevada becomes a whole lot safer to travel, where now you really only have to worry about the wildlife instead of, you know. wildlife and raiders.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, the show basically very heavily implies that Vegas falls. Las Vegas is destroyed. The wall that protected Vegas uh has a big hole in it. So somebody came in, destroyed it, and Vegas is gone. It also implies that Shady Sands, the capital city of the NCR, falls at some time during the fall of Shady Sands starts at the very least in 2077, and a fall could happen. A fall of a society or a city could happen over many years. I mean, look at Chicago or New York. Shots fired. Literally. Um, so it can happen over many years. So you could say, well, the fall of this city started in this year, and eventually by 20 years later, it's nobody's living here and it's completely destroyed. Right? That could be the definition of a fall. But then it also says, like, after the fall of Shady Sands is nuclear bomb. It's like, okay, so somebody launched a nuke in the capital city of the NCR, destroying the capital city of the NCR. If it was still the capital city, it might have not have been. They might have moved capital cities at some point, maybe during that fall. But between then and when the show takes place, which is 2291, 2292, 2293, between 2277 and 2290, I'll say 2291. I feel like that's right. Within 13 years, this city fell and was destroyed, and this city had been standing since like 2120 something. Like it popped up like 40 years after the bombs fell, and then it's maintained itself for over 100 years, which is pretty damn good, all things considered. So a lot of people are kind of dissatisfied because, like, the show then says this location completely destroyed, doesn't exist anymore. A very, very important location, kind of like, I don't know. It's like if Jerusalem, yeah, let's go with that. It's like if Jerusalem was just wiped off the map, and you heard about it a couple years later. Like, they did what to that place when? Like, what do you mean? That's like a really important place to a lot of people. You can't just do that. It's like, well, they did it. It's like, okay, yeah, you if you were religious and you value that place, you might think, like, what the fuck too. So there's that change, and then they did something stupid to Power Armor in the show as well, where they said, okay, now it's got like Iron Man jump jets on the arms and feet. So now basically, if you're wearing this 2-ton walking tank, you can also fly with just like 4 little boosters, like one on each arm, like two small ones on the legs, and maybe some on the back, but it doesn't ever look like it from the shots you can see.
Yeah.
So they made your walking tank fly, and it's just, they can just do that. And I'm like, and that's another thing where people point that out, and it's like, and then I finally watch the episode and I see it happen, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like, if they could just fly, like, that would be kind of overpowered. If they could just fly, why bother using vertebrates? Just fly everywhere. Like, well, it requires a power source. It's like, where are you gonna fit this fuel reserve, this power source? It's like the whole thing is already designed to have, like, it's basically built like a spacesuit. It's got your water. It's got sometimes they have like a nutrient paste. They have a bathroom basically built into the suit. They have oxygen built into the suit, oxygen tanks. So it's like, this thing is made where it's like, oh yeah, if water doesn't matter, you walk through it for a bit. Fucking, you're hungry, you're tired, you keep walking.
Of, like, these guys shit in their suits. That's
I mean, yeah, it's already a thing where it's like, yes, they have built-in waste disposal systems, just like astronaut suits or the like, right? That's the whole inspiration. But they're also super heavily armored to where they can stop small arms fire like it's nothing. It's like, you need like good high quality ceramic plates in your current like armor bulletproof vest nowadays to survive one shot from anything like above like a 44
Yeah.
Like that's some tough shit. Like you're lucky if you survive it if it is like a 7.62 or something like that, because it can still pierce it, and even if it does deflect it the first round, it won't deflect it the second round. Like
Yeah.
arm bulletproof stuff is like it's good for a couple rounds at most in different spots. After that, it's trash. So when you're saying, okay, well, we're putting these guys in literally like inch thick titanium, steel, ceramic, polycarbonate, whatever plates, a literal suit. It's like the reason it's a suit that has to have a power source is because you can't walk in that thing unless you have the power source that operates the motors and the pneumatic systems.
Yeah.
You know, like you're too fucking heavy. You're saying that you have enough thrust to actually lift yourself into the air and fly? No. No, 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 no.
Yeah.
That's not how planes work. That's not how like
That's not how this works. That's not how any
it's not
of
how
this
it works. It's not how any of this works. So that's a very dumb change. I could let them get away with it in Fallout 4, where in Fallout 4 they had like these huge fucking like I'll just draw it on this guy because I don't know what I'm doing right now. I'm just kind of floundering here while I'm going on this fucking rant. But they had these like huge fucking like rocket packs that would mount to the back of the power armor, and it had like three thrusters. It had like one large thruster directly on the back, and then it had two like smaller stabilizing thrusters based on actual jetpack designs that really do exist.
Yeah.
And it's like, and these could last for a few seconds of thrust to both put you into the air and then come down from. Once you're out of thrust, it's like this thing has to recharge, but it's like it's not so much as flying as it is like an extra big jump, you know.
Yeah.
And that's how this jetpack system works. Like, and again, it only lasts for a few seconds, so it might be good for like I don't know, you're jumping out of a plane and it's like, well, you can't use a parachute to slow this dude down, and then once he gets on the ground, he needs to be starting he needs to shoot people as fast as possible. He can't be like trying to pull off his fucking parachute or anything. So it's like, okay, put a big single-use disposable jetpack on his back and just say, okay, you're gonna jump down. You fire the jetpack to slow your descent so that you don't, I don't know, jelly your insides while you're inside this giant fucking suit as you fall, at terminal velocity, and then you land on the ground and you start shooting communists like there's no tomorrow with your 50 cal fucking minigun that you have strapped to yourself,
Yeah.
right? That makes sense. I can buy that, right? The show? No, that's dumb. What the show does, they make it even worse. And already people didn't like this whole like jetpack concept in the first place. I was like, yeah, well, look, it's science fiction. It's not overpowered. It's not like every suit has this. Like you have to deliberately mount it on your suit in order for it to even be a thing that you have, and it just makes things a little bit better. But then it's like no, they now they all have jetpacks built into their suit, and it's like, why?
Because they
And again,
said so.
because they said so. But it's like, again, I could buy it maybe if they were like, this is technology that we have newly built into the suits. We have figured this out. We can do this now. Like, if you just say that at the very least, I could kind of roll with it and say you couldn't do it before, but you can now. But to say that you always could do it, or you just imply that you always could do it, because if you give me no other information other than I just see them doing it, the implication is it's always been a thing, and thus it was never worth mentioning.
Yeah.
Yet we've never seen it before. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But you can't do that. That's not cool. You can't. That's not how this works, and I don't like that, and I don't like those little things. And then sometimes, and then because it's a show, it's got some things where it's like they're writing for this, that, or the other thing. It's like, why the fuck would they do that? Or these guys are really annoying and whiny, and I don't feel like they really fit the type of people that like these people are supposed to be. Stuff like that. It's like some things where it's like I question their decisions, and it seems like this is just dumb or it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Or like the people aren't really reflecting the nature of what they should be like.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of it comes off kind of weird, but overall still pretty good because they get most of the other details of things pretty spot on.
Yeah.
And so I'm torn on it. Like, it sounds like I've just gone on this huge long rant for like an hour about fucking Fallout.
I mean, you kind of have.
I totally have, but like, just because I've done that doesn't mean that I dislike it, but I just like it so much that the smallest things start to bother me because I question why were these decisions made? And why am I not being hired, but they hired the dumbass who wrote this thing? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, and so it's like, again, I'm like, look, if you're hired, do the bare minimum research and do a Wikipedia fucking search on some shit before you go writing stuff.
Yeah.
That's all I'm asking for. I don't need you to be the same kind of like neurotic, obsessive expert like I am about these things. I don't need that from you. I understand you have a life. You don't play video games. You're very successful writing your stuff for big video games and TV shows, and I'm not. But god damn it.
Yeah.
But god fucking damn it, man. That's all. And that's my rant on Fallout. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. I've drawn nothing. Meg, how's it going with you? Have you drawn anything yet? She's not even listening to me. She's deaf. She can't hear us. She's got her AirPods in.
Oh shit.
Like, she legitimately tuned out. I can hear her humming over there to music. I don't. She actually muted my ass. But
Meg,
thank you. You see,
I don't.
Maggie,
Hello.
this you've earned some MVP points for listening to my rant.
I mean, it was interesting. I may have been lost it a couple times, but for the most part, I understood what you were saying. 'Cause
I get it. I went into the weeds on some aspects of it for sure, and it's like it would need more context. But I'm trying not to do that. I'm trying to give you the important
That's
bits.
fair. Yeah. I have very minimal knowledge about Fallout. I know kind of stuff about it. For the most part, I'm very ignorant to Fallout in general.
And that's okay as long as you're the one who's not writing the shit. Then it's fine. You can be ignorant. But if you're writing the shit, you can't be ignorant. That's what I'm saying.
I know.
Oh, 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 oh.
Yeah, I can relate purely because the Warriors community goes through it.
I was gonna say, like, imagine warrior cats, right? Like, somebody comes in, writes a whole bunch of shit that doesn't make any sense,
oh no,
doesn't
it
fit with
happens all the
character.
time. Like I watched a
Right.
whole video essay about how one character didn't actually feel this way towards this one character in Arc 1, but then they just what the fuck? Sorry. Just see your fucking thing go all fucking long. Watched a video about how one character didn't actually have romantic interest in a character in the first arc, but they retconned it to where the character did. And how ridiculous it is because basically because of this retcon, it made a whole bunch of people hate said character. And this character is kind of like the Kikyo of Warriors is the best way to describe it.
Okay.
And like it's just fucking stupid because so I guess I'll go on my own little rant now.
Yeah, go for it. You earned it.
So in the first arc, you're obviously introduced to, I guess because it concerns him. You're introduced to your main character, Firepaw, and when he joins the cat gang, he like gets introduced to cat life and stuff, and so then you meet the healers of the cat gang.
Cat gang.
And it is Spotted Leaf, who is the medicine cat.
Medicine cat.
And so basically, he has like a little crush on her because she's really pretty and she smells nice. Basically, that's it.
That's okay. Well, cool. Makes sense.
He's like a little
Following.
kid, whatever. But like throughout like the kind of the first arc, like there's mentions of him like being in love with her and like having this crush on her even after she dies.
Mm-hmm.
Because she dies in the first book. And it's just kind of like, okay, you know, whatever. It's kind of weird, but, you know, like, we love you anyway, Home Slice.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you should, though, prioritize, you know, your living cats that might have feelings for you, but, you know.
Yeah, whatever.
And so it's like, okay, whatever. But she obviously doesn't reciprocate it. It's more of like, if she did like have a crush on him, it was like after she died.
Mm-hmm.
And like was fond of him, but not like her having a crush on basically child him when he was an apprentice. Because technically speaking, with her liking, because there's a whole debate about, because technically when they're apprentices, they're like still children. And so, and yes, it's cats, but still, you know, she's technically an adult. It's children's books. It sends messages, you know, like you got to be careful.
I guess.
And so, this boot looks goddamn awful, but I've given up on spending time on it.
What looks awful?
The boot, the perspective is fucky wucky, but I don't even care anymore.
Oh yeah. I'm also just kind of sketching whatever. I'm not even drawing anything. I'm just drawing some sort of random fucking
Home Slice.
yeah.
But anyway,
Continue.
so
So cats, but concerns of the
Yeah.
implications.
Implication of that, you know, adult cat love with child cat. And so, but it was kind of like determined that basically first arc she wasn't actually like in love with him. More like she knew he had a crush on her, but was like, hey, you know, this other cat who kind of wants to be a wife, you know, she's really cool and you do kind of like her. You should, you know, be with her. And she was just like, be with her. Yes, Sandstorm.
Yes.
But then in arc 2, when we see her again, she's like, I was in love. But, you know, it could have never happened because I was a medicine cat. Because medicine cats aren't supposed to have kids because basically they're supposed to focus on healing.
Well, that's how, you know what that does? It ensures that you don't have future medicine cats.
Well, no, but they do. There are future medicine cats.
Well, I'm just saying, like, societally, it's like, you can't have children, you can't pass on what you know to your children, and also, who wants to be a medicine cat if you're not supposed to have kids? So then it's like, oh, well then, I guess I'm not having a relationship or a family if I'm gonna be a medicine cat. Then it's like, but do I really want to when I could just be happy with this mate? Sure. Okay,
well,
cool.
the
Then
reason
no
why
medicine cat
cats
for you.
want to be
You know,
medicine
logic.
cats is because medicine cats have the strongest connection with their warrior ancestors. So it's just like, so basically when you're a medicine cat, you do medicine, but you're also kind of like a priest.
Yeah, I get the logic.
So it's like there's plenty of cats that want to do it. But anyway, so she's like, it could have never happened. Da 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 da.
Mm-hmm.
I was in love with him, and it becomes like just this ongoing thing for the entire series up to arc 4, when Home Slice isn't even the main character anymore. He's become a background character. It's like his grandchildren are the main characters right now.
Okay.
And like when there's a book that was written in like I think during the third arc,
Mm-hmm.
where like it's like him going on a journey and saving this clan, an old cat gang that disbanded because of reasons, and he had to get it back together because a disgruntled ghost was like, "You guys suck. You kicked us out.
No dare.
Get for my gang again." And he was like, all right, I suppose. I guess
I
I'll."
mean, I guess.
I'll
Are you gonna haunt me if I don't? Yes. All right. Well, I guess that's what we're doing then.
He's like, all right, I suppose. So basically,
Remember who you are.
he goes and he does it, and like basically him and his wife go on this journey,
My
and
wife.
they have this entire dispute about Spotted Leaf, and she's like, "You still love her, da 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 da. She's dead, bro." And he's like, "And it's fine." And then like there's a moment where like Spotted Leaf manifests herself, and she's like, don't worry, Sandstorm. We never could have been. He's all yours." And it's like, okay. Then basically, the cat gang has war with evil undead cat gang.
Not evil undead cat gang.
And then holier than thou dead cat gang is just like, "No, we have to fight the evil undead cat gang. This because we're ghosts. Woo."
Nani?
So they fight
Oh,
them.
look, she deigned to listen to us.
I've been listening. Well, I
You
mean,
fucking
kind of.
tuned me the fuck out. You fucking liar. I heard you humming your fucking music
My
over
jam
there.
came on. I'm sorry, I had to. It was Careless Whispers.
All
I
right,
can't not.
Careless Whisper is pretty fucking good.
I drop everything to listen to that song. But please continue.
And so they're having their fight, right? So all the ghosts are fucking duking it out. And so fucking Spotted Leaf gets fucking nuked by this evil ghost cat gang person. And she's like dying of fire. She's like, "No, you were supposed to meet me in StarClan." And she's like, "No, my love, it's always been this way. This was my destiny." And like Sandstorm's just standing there like, "The fuck?" And the audience reading it, "The fuck?"
Eh?
We thought this was determined, that they didn't have things for each other anymore, and there was gonna be nothing going on. And it was just like, God, that character.
And also she's dead, and also it's been years, and also
You're like, how old, Firestar? Like, dude, you have children, grandchildren. You know, like you've lived your life. You seriously.
you've already had your love. Yeah, like move on, bro.
It's just like, at least with Inuyasha, he has the excuse of like basically waking up from a fucking dream, you know?
Yeah, you've been asleep for 100 years. By the way, the woman you love, dead, also hated, also loved, also evil, also good. But here's this new girl who's basically her reincarnated. Have fun. It's like,
Yeah, like at least he has an excuse to be like fucking hung up about fucking Kikyo, you know?
yeah, because to him it was literally like, yesterday she was here, and now you're telling me all this shit happened. What the fuck?
Yeah.
And
well-
she's the one who put me here. What do you mean? You know, you bitch.
And so like, it's like, okay, but like this motherfucker, he doesn't have it. He's lived most of his life without this fucking Spotted Leaf bitch. But no, he's like, "But Spotted Leaf, I love you." And it's so fucking annoying. And they've like retconned that entire thing, and then there's been like other retcons where it's like, can we not? Can we
Yeah,
not?
like it clearly like went off the rails, and they're like, nope, time to change that. But then also, let's go back to that because that's a thing. But no, stop doing that.
Yeah, and then like it doesn't help that it's not a singular writer. It's
It does not. That does not help anything at all.
It is
Inconsistent.
a series made of multiple writers, but Aaron Hunter is like the pen name for it.
Oh, I see.
And so they're called the Hunters. That's what the fandom
Mm,
calls them because that's basically what it is. There's just a
right.
we call them either the Hunters or we call them the Aarons. One of them. We go flip flop back and forth.
Eren Yeager.
Eren Yeager.
And so like people are, and so they've admitted, the Aarons have admitted that they use, even like former writers that aren't on there anymore, admit that they use the fandom wiki as
As a reference
yeah.
to be like, the other implication being that like they pulled information that people wrote but wasn't necessarily accurate.
For the most part, the fandom wiki is pretty accurate because of how
Yeah.
dedicated the fans are. But
Right.
it's like, shouldn't you guys have your own, like,
Bible or something that you refer
Bible?
to. Yeah.
It's like, shouldn't you have a series Bible? But no, it's like a whole fucking thing, and people are like, okay, I guess. And like, Spotted Leaf is like one of the more controversial characters in the series.
Overall.
Yeah, because they came out with a book called Spotted Leaf's Heart. And oh boy, did that book spark a shit ton of big ass controversy. Because basically, it is about Spotted Leaf, so.
As you'd expect.
And people don't like Spotted Leaf.
Okay.
Fucking, I didn't put my lane in. No, I did. I did put my lane in. And it was about how she became Medicine Cat and shit. And, like, it... Basically, so, like, the series, when it started, it made it be like, oh yeah, there are cats that genuinely want to be Medicine Cats, da-da-da-da-da. They're not forced to be Medicine Cats. But, like... the series keeps fucking making it that there's so many forbidden love shit with Medicine Cats, to where it's just like, god damn, like, you're making this really hard, like, for them. Like, can you stop? And so apparently Spotted Leaf originally didn't want to be a Medicine Cat. No, she was in love with this evil character named Thistleclaw, that was a known villain to the fandom. And Thistleclaw is significantly older than her. And it was basically like, and it was basically trying to tell a story of like he was manipulating her and stuff because she was young, da-da-da-da-da. And so basically the fandom was just like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And basically then people were like, oh, so there is a reason why she was in love with Fire Paw. It's because she was groomed when she was young. It was like, oh god, no, we're done.
Whoa.
So we need to stop, guys. We're done. No.
Yeah.
Let's change the subject.
And so a lot of people, including myself, refuse to see Spotted Leaf's Heart as canon because I don't like it.
Yeah, because right. And so you know exactly how I feel with all this Fallout stuff, where it's like I refuse to see some of these changes as canon because it doesn't make sense, and it's like why do you keep doing this?
Yeah, it's like nope, There's no point.
Exactly.
It's so much warrior cat shit. I know too much about these goddamn books.
I care too much about fucking Fallout, but there we are. Here we are.
Yet here we are, still in these fucking fandoms. I'll tell you, it has me by the fucking throat.
We are both retired, yet here we are. Too much, darling, too much.
No capes.
No capes. Pull yourself together.
God, I love Incredibles 2 purely because of the Jack and Edna fucking scenes. He is a tiny god. Fucking Jack Jack. Ah! Fucking I love that entire part where it's just Edna and fucking Jack Jack.
They steal the show.
They really did. It was just fucking peak. Jack Jack doesn't have powers. Well, you see, bitch. Actually,
Well, then we should cover the basics.
fucking Edna's just great. I love Edna.
Can withstand 5,000 degrees, and is
You
also
are
made of cotton.
Elastigirl. My
You are
God.
Elastigirl.
My God, get yourself together.
And do keep in touch, darling. I do enjoy our chats.
I love Edna. She's so fucking fun.
What do you think of this? This quick reference that? Ooh, I already see some area where I kind of fucked up on it. This muscle reference study here.
It's good. I like it.
It's not bad. It's all right.
Oi.
Do I wanna?
I'm just fucking that up. Oh well, whatever. Moving on.
Think I'm gonna do this, put her mouth down just a tad.
Y'all ever heard the full song of Toxic Love by Tim Curry?
No? Question mark?
Maybe?
It's awesome.
Oh.
Yes.
It makes me think of Tainted Blood for some reason.
Because it's called Toxic Love?
Yes.
That makes sense.
Which sucks because I can't fucking listen to copyrighted music.
Oh.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
This motherfucker was like, no. Suffer, bitch. And it's like, I guess.
I mean, on one hand, fair. On the other hand, kind of unfair though.
I want to listen to my jams.
Yeah, it's like I don't think anybody wants to listen to fucking I don't know whatever you have Lady Gaga or whatever the fuck while your dumbass is also talking over it. You know, like they're not getting the best version of whatever fucking song. You know.
Yeah, but it impedes my enjoy. my
No. I'm saying in defense, like arguably it's over copyright, right? And it's like I understand it. You don't want people to profit off of your stuff without paying your royalties and stuff. But then I'm like also thinking like nobody wants the version of the song where it's you know talking or yelling over it. They want the version of the song.
Yes.
So if you're talking or whatnot, like if you're playing 30-second song without any other audio, fine, copyright strike. I understand. I'm not gonna complain about that. Fair enough. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But when it's like, oh, I'm currently talking over it, and I go on like I don't know an hour-long rant about Fallout, while there's music playing, like there's no reason why that would then fall under the same copyright because it's just not the same thing. You're not doing it to listen to that song. The song is just more like an added interest into whatever's happening. You know, it's not really the primary focus, and so it's not going to usurp their market to be like, oh yeah, well I'm also playing this song. It's like, if anything, it would be like, man, I really like that song that person was playing in the background while they were talking. I'm gonna go find that song and maybe I'll purchase it, or maybe I'll just stream it a couple hundred times on whatever streaming platform.
Lady Gaga poker
So-
face while you yell about the
Poker
giant
face.
armor suits flying.
Yeah, so it's like you know what I mean. It's like logically, technically speaking, it would only be a positive thing for the copyright holders to have their media being played with things because it's a form of marketing because then people are like, man, I got that song stuck in my head. I got to go listen to it,
Yeah.
you know. But no, instead they've got to throw fits over it and be like, no, you can't do that.
No, it hurts my feelings.
Yeah, it's just dumb. It's just dumb.
But brilliant.
No, it's just dumb.
What's the fucking sound where it's like it's Foster's home? It's like, but it'll hurt my feelings. Yeah, you're right. But I don't care.
I don't know what that's from because I'm not sure if that's Foster's Home.
It is. It is. It's Blue saying it to the big red man.
Oh,
Will.
Wilt.
Yeah.
Wilt.
Wilt. It'll
God, I love Wilt.
hurt my feelings.
And you know what's funny? I always thought it was Will, but no, it's always been Wilt. With a T. What a strange name. Anyways.
I mean, he's kind of got like
He looks like a Will.
he's got shit going on. His eyes kind of fucked up. I think. and
Sorry,
he's
is that okay?
and I think he. Yeah,
Is that
he
okay?
doesn't have one of his arms.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that okay? Is it okay that I'm sorry? Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, that is not okay, okay?
No, it's not okay, okay? Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry if I said that. It's like always apologetic. Jeez.
I love that though. It was cute.
Literally designed to be a pushover fucking imaginary friend.
Yeah.
Wilt's backstory is kind of fucked, actually.
I mean, kind
Yeah.
of all
And
of
they
them
did-
are.
That's true, yeah. But some of them are a little bit more like, oh, that's sad, and some of them are like, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
And I think, I'm pretty sure Wilt is the one who got that movie, right? Because he disappeared, but then it's like, oh no, I just went out for ice cream, and they were all searching for him for like an hour.
Yeah.
Some shit like that.
I forgot what the movie was about.
He disappears, and they're like, where the fuck did he go?
Is
And it's
it
like,
that the movie? I thought it was just an episode.
I thought it was it might have been like it's like a made for TV movie. It's like only an hour long or something like that, or it's like
like
40
a half-hour
minutes.
special.
Yeah, like a well, because the shows were already a half hour, so
Yeah, it's because and then that episode that's when you meet an officer who was the person that created what's his name? The bull. I forgot his
Eduardo?
Eduardo.
Yeah. I think because they're like, oh, we need to get the police involved, and they call him, and you meet the girl that made Eduardo.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wasn't it a little girl that made Eduardo? But
Well, it was a little
yes,
girl.
she
but
became
she
became a cop.
officer,
Yeah, she grew up to be a police officer. Yeah.
And she was like, oh, Eduardo, and he was like,
Eduardo.
it's like, oh, that's so sweet. That's like the only thing I remember from that special was Eduardo meeting the girl that created him. I was like, that's so sweet. Too bad she got rid of him.
Well, she grew up. You know, what are you gonna do?
Well, yeah, but I don't know. See, my brain is just like, I have to take responsibility. He is mine. I have given him life. But I suppose not.
Are you anti-imaginary abortion?
Yes.
Oh my god. What?
I
That's
created
not-
that motherfucker. That motherfucker's gonna stay with me until I die. I'm
Oh
like, I'm
god,
like the
I love the
granny. Well, fucking,
Madam Foster?
Yeah, I'm fucking Madam Foster. This motherfucker's staying with me till the day I die.
That cheese episode.
Ches.
Jeez.
That was the best
I
episode.
like chocolate milk.
Chocolate milk.
I like potatoes. Potatoes smell like flowers.
Like flowers.
There's I every once in a while I'll be like, it's hot.
In
In
Topeka. Yes. Same.
Showers in Spokane. It's so good. It's so good. Like I see scenes in my mind.
Topeka's hot. My toe is hot. Pick it.
Like I remember one of the coolest episodes I remember from Foster is when they're at like the junkyard and they basically have to run away from what's the fucking creature from or the monster in Mario the ball.
The pilot. Yeah, the pilot episode.
The
Yeah.
Trump chain.
Yeah, he basically has to run from that in the junkyard.
That was pretty cool.
Chain
So-
chomp. That's what it's called, not chomp chain.
Wait, stop! I just want to punch you.
I like how the playlist I'm listening to is just like anime lo-fi, but this is like Fly Me to the Moon.
Fly me to the moon.
Like I'm pretty sure this isn't I could be
See you
wrong, but this
On the stars.
unless this is just an anime song that sounds just like Fly Me to the Moon. No, it is just Fly Me to the Moon, but
Jupiter
lo-fi.
and Mars.
So don't get me wrong, I do love Fly Me to the Moon. But I was expecting
Sinatra.
anime.
I was promised anime. This is not anime.
Themes. Anime. Lo-fi.
Speaking of anime, what's the name of that anime we were watching, darling? The one I
Which one?
introduced you to. The one of the new spring ones I introduced you to. Not the
Kaiju number 8.
Yeah, not that one. The other one.
Um,
Hold on, I have to look at the name, but that one is great. Recommend.
it is really good. I forget the name of that too because in fact I've forgotten everything about it. So
Damn, that's harsh.
What's it about?
look, I know that I liked it. I just
Archdemon's Dilemma: How to Love Your Elf Bride.
yeah, that one.
Oh, I love it.
Interesting.
If
So
you're-
funny and so cute.
If you're into slice of life slash not shonen seinen
Seinen?
slash fantasy slash romantic comedy, you'd like that show.
Okay, interesting.
It's not dubbed yet, sadly. But
Yeah, it's not dubbed. It's all subbed, but many people like that or prefer that. So
I can go either way.
you're so cute and pretty. I loved that I already gave her a nickname, and then it's like the nickname came to life.
yeah, during the show, the character's like, my name is whatever the fucking is. And then
Nymphilia. And I was like,
Nymphilia.
I don't
And Meg's like,
that.
I don't like that name. Yeah, it reminds me of pedophilia, and I'm like, look, philia in general just means the like of something. So, like, it's not like the word exists. Like, it's like she's like, I don't like that. I'm gonna call her
Nymphy.
Enfi, and then it's
Neffy.
like, and then the Neffy, yeah, and then in the show it's like, I'm gonna call you Neffy. It's like. And then Meg was freaking out because it's like, that's what I named her. And it's like, yeah, well, I mean, Nymphilia seems like a long name, so
Also, it wasn't. It reminded me of necrophilia because it's close to that word. 'cause
again,
an
it's
N.
no. I said what I said, and that was correct. And you can't change the past now, all right? That's not how this works.
Either way, I don't like that.
You don't like the philia word, but it's like that's just a Latin root that a lot of words.
I
have.
don't like the "n" and then feel it. Like I don't. It just doesn't sound cute. Like okay, for example, Ophelia. That's a great name. It's pretty, and it doesn't even come close to like those words, right? But when when it's just a simple version of the fla at the end, where it's just like Nifia or whatever. Whatever the fuck her name was.
Neffy.
No, not Neffy. Before that, you know what I
Nephilia.
mean. Yeah, Nephilia, it's just like, that's so not charming sounding. Like, it doesn't sound whimsical. It sounds plain and just bleh.
Mm.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? You gotta put some pizzazz. Gotta put a little sprinkle of, like, some spice to it. You know what I mean? It's gotta sound, not, like, whimsical and pretty when you say it.
Yeah. I can understand that.
So,
It was not giving the kick.
no. It is weak.
It does not spark joy. Do not like.
Yes. But Nephi, adorable. Cute. Like her. I love that show.
Is that the one with no. Is that
Hmm?
the one? So, she's an elf, right?
She is
Correct.
an elf, yes.
Is it that one anime that's like super popular right now? No.
If you're talking about Freerun, which also has a white-haired elf girl, no.
Okay, then never mind. Yeah, that's
The one that I watch and I was recommending to and watched a little with M and showed Meg and watched a little with Meg. Yeah, no,
You watched the parody. That was fucking funny.
the parody is also very funny. It's not abridged. It's like the show in a nutshell.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, it's pretty accurate, and also the anime itself is actually like a pretty good like somber feels kind of anime where it's like you're kind of sad, but you're also kind of happy, but you're also kind of like, damn, like
The feels.
yeah, like
Mhm.
it's really good. I highly recommend Free
Looks
Run.
really pretty too.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty good. It's got pretty good animation. Especially in some parts where it's like fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Also, it's practically Dungeons and Dragons, the anime.
Also,
obviously.
also yes, it's heavily fantasy, so they rely on a lot of your classic fantasy tropes.
Yeah.
So
I will have to give it a watch in sometime because I have been
you
meaning
you
to.
you, you really should. It's worth your time, and the first season just wrapped
Yeah.
not too long ago. So they kind although I gotta say I was a little disappointed that they went the whole like they did the whole tuning exams thing. You know what I mean? That anime does sometimes, where it's just like
Battle.
now you guys are part of like some you're doing like a multi-stage test or a multi-stage
Tournament.
challenge tournament thing. Yeah, they did that for like the last 5 6 episodes of the season. Yeah, about the last 6 episodes because I think it starts around 2021,
I
and
mean,
then they do that.
I love tournaments and shows, but they have to be done right.
Yeah. Well, so they can't overstay their welcome and go on for fucking ever, honestly.
Yeah. God. The tournament, Dragon Ball.
Mm,
Yeah, Dragon Ball's tournaments were pretty good because
I finally found it.
But-
Taco Bell.
But
Meg's doing a meme.
though tuning exams though.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. The
Oh.
tuning exams took for it
Ugh.
like literally like 20
took forever.
episodes of that shit.
Yeah, but it was good. All of it was good.
It was good. It was pretty fucking awesome. The fights were awesome. Gaara, Sasuke, Naruto, all their showings, the fan bitch, Rock Lee's stuff against Sakura, like that was awesome.
All of it was so good. So fucking good. When Lee dropped his weights, bro. When Lee.
That weight drop, that was like everybody's like, I've got to put on a bunch of, I've got to just strap weights to myself and live with them in order to do this shit.
Well,
It's like,
it
yes.
was just like we thought like Lee was pretty fucking strong because he basically beat the shit out of Sasuke. Well, he did beat the shit out of Sasuke. That
He did beat the shit out of Sasuke for sure.
Hello?
Welcome.
Yo,
Welcome,
Hi.
Cynthia.
welcome to our club. Welcome to our club.
Welcome, Squidward.
Welcome, Synthia. Welcome, Synthia. Welcome, Synthia.
Hello.
Hi. I just want to let you know now that I'm probably not going to stay like longer than like an hour or two just cuz I am very tired. I had to wake up at like 4 a.m. today.
Jesus.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, you're good, Cynthia.
Yeah, we're just doodling and talking about whatever.
Currently,
Well,
rather.
I'm doodling. I don't know what Maggie's doing. Probably something productive and worthwhile.
I'm drawing Belfie right now.
Yeah, that's productive and worthwhile.
What you're doing is worthwhile,
I guess
Father.
I mean, I'm practicing,
Yeah. But
which is something I never do. But I also can't draw anything else right now, so it's like we're gonna do some studies. We're gonna do some posing, some figures.
If it's gonna look bad, I might as well practice the things I'm bad at anyways.
Exactly. Cynthia's gets it. I like Cynthia. Go Cynthia. You get points.
Oh my god. Xyken has a point system, so if you get high enough, Synthia, you might get a trophy.
You might get an
Gross it.
MVP trophy
I'm
at the
not
end of the year. Yeah.
joking. I will send you a picture of mine. Emily's looks cooler than mine though. But I don't.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
I got the first
This
one.
is
so
why
it's
you
okay.
got the worst trophy, it seems.
No, I got the first one. It's the best one, but Emily's is.
Maggie got the first one before I thought, oh, I'm just gonna do this annually. We're just gonna do this. Fuck it.
There we
Well, I guess let me pull up drawing. Give me a second.
Yes, and let me pull up the point system.
go. Oh, goodness.
Gotta whip
Let
out
me.
the
Now I gave you a couple of points because while Meg tuned me out, you stayed and listened for my entire Fallout rant, so that earns a couple
Fully
points.
tuned out, okay? I didn't. I heard a lot of your conversation about Fallout, okay? And a lot of stuff, it's stuff that was repeated that I've already heard you tell me about, darling.
That I've already ranted to you before about. Yes.
Yes,
All right,
so
Maggie,
don't
you're at
worry.
28, so congratulations.
Woo!
it's with an S, by the way. Yeah.
I wasn't gonna spell it with a C, like some sort of animal. Oh, we gotta put an N in there.
Most people
There, that's-
spell it with a C.
That's how it's usually spelled.
I don't.
Did I?
So I do
spell-
not.
did I
You
spell
got it.
correctly this time? Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right. How many points? You get a 2. You gotta you're on the board. But you got some time to make up for some
Lack
things.
of time.
Yes. You started the race late, but you know what? The year is we're still on
young.
the first half. Yes.
We're only on month 4.
MVP 2024.
Season 4. I have no idea what to draw either.
Yeah. So
Where am I?
let's just do studies.
But I hate studying.
I do too, but I can't draw what I need to draw, so studies it is. Are you good at drawing, Cynthia? Am I envious of you and your ability?
Oh my god.
No.
Oh lord.
You are good. What do you mean?
I draw the pictures, or at least I try, to be honest.
I draw the pictures. You do try. But was it worth the effort? That's the real question.
No comment on that one.
Exactly.
Wish I could like. Hold on. No.
I guess I'll need to pull up
There it is.
a picture or something to draw from.
Always use references.
Cynthia, can you send me pictures of your talking JPEG thing?
Oh yeah, here. Do you want like all of them?
Just 2.
Just enough for a flap.
Two. Okay. Mouth open, mouth closed. Gotcha.
Yee.
fuck did I put it? That's the real question. I should put it in a different thing. Oh, here, I should do my tablet ones.
Do your tablet.
I have two separate, like, I drew one where I'm
Oh.
using like a keyboard and mouse, and then one where I'm like drawing on my tablet.
Gotcha. Actually, I want to see your thing.
Give me a
I
second.
will take a look at it in a moment when Maggie gets it in.
I have to move things.
Move stuff.
I have so much room. Image. Oh, it's about time. I haven't made my Synthia folder yet in my pictures.
Shall I take a picture of my progress so far?
Do it, Meg.
Yes, please. So I can-
Okay, I think you're gonna really like what I'm doing today. I've been wanting to do it for a while now.
Oh?
Mm-hmm. And I gotta say, I'm loving how it's turning out so far. Shit. I fucked up. I gotta retake it. Hold on.
So, Cynthia, what do you like about drawing?
I like that I can put my thoughts onto a piece of paper or whatever program I'm using. Unfortunately, they're very jumbled up in there, so it makes it hard. Funnily enough, I was actually describing this to my boyfriend the other day, but it's like the problem I have with like trying to make whatever's in my brain be drawn is that hold on. I need to pull up like a picture to like show you.
I already feel like I get you intrinsically. All these sounds that you're making, including the inability to describe it, yes.
But
I do understand.
I like don't even know what to look up to describe. But like, you know those like pictures where if you look at it hard enough, you like sometimes you can see things in it.
Stereopticon, something like
or
that.
whatever. Yeah, that's like
Yeah.
what I see in my brain. You know,
Mhm.
just like the vague idea of something and like colors.
Yes, I am the same
Like-
way. Where it's like I can get the vibe down, I can get kind of, but I can't get detail, like really strong
Yeah.
detail.
Yeah, I got the vibe, but like if you actually wanted me to like put detail into that, nah, that's too much work. I don't know. I'm
Funny.
not even there yet. I'm still
Right.
trying to morph this into something.
Yeah, you kind of so the way I view drawing is like you're chiseling away at the thing that you're making. You know what I mean? Until like as you work it out, it finally becomes something.
Yeah.
But like that's not the way that it kind of pictured in your brain. It was just more like I know what I want to draw or what I want it to be, but I don't know how to
actually put
Yeah.
that down on the paper and have it be something cohesive and look good. I got the
Exactly.
vibes though. I know the vibe I'm going for, but oftentimes
Yeah.
I'm not able to actually pull off that vibe.
Mhm.
I think it's just because I don't quite. I feel like I don't quite have the digital art capabilities that I would like. You know.
Right. I mean, it would be nice, but you know, I feel the exact same way where it's like this image right here with this like kind of leaning against like a wall kind of figure, whatever's going on here. This is without reference. This is from memory, and it's like I get the vibe that I'm going for, but it's like the construction is just a little bit lacking. It's not quite precise. And then
No,
you
I
go to
got you.
like
I have
reference, and then
so
it's like,
many.
okay, that gets better.
I just like pulled up one of my. I have so many of these things, and I just call them doodles.
Mm-hmm.
and then like because of how
Make
I
your
like
drawing top.
do all my like categorize all my like art,
Mm-hmm.
and so I have like I don't even know how many of these where it's just like layers of me like drawing random like the vibes of what I was like going for, but
Right.
I'd never actually finished the thing. Like
Yeah, I have lots
there
of those too.
I used to have a
and
lot of
so
those. Then my computer
yeah, I
died.
just
I can't
I'm sorry,
believe it.
Maggie.
Yeah, it's fine.
But yeah, that's honestly a lot of my art.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I really resonate with that exact thing. Oh my god, you're just
Just
like
like
me.
me.
Oh shit.
Run out of space. Time for more canvas. Upgrade. Bless.
Thank you.
Filthy soon will be realized, I promise. We'll finish you.
But yeah, that's cool. Gotcha. What do you like to draw most? What's most of your drawing appeal to?
I usually draw female characters because woman,
Yeah,
Easy.
I
I know.
would like to draw more male characters because, like,
Mhm.
honestly, I'm into a lot more like shonen, you know,
Yeah.
and so I like the concept of male characters, but god
Hmm.
damn it, why is anatomy so hard?
Totally
Yeah,
get
I
I
that.
mean it's just a different construction, really.
and it's annoying because I've spent all my time curating this the female form, you
Yeah.
know,
Yep.
and
I,
none of it drawing
no,
actual men. So I don't know how to draw them, and I'd have
yeah,
to
it doesn't really
learn.
apply. Yep.
It's very annoying.
Like the torso far more triangular, far more wide at the top, and then fucking like that's what I'm doing right now is because I prefer drawing female characters as well. That's my preferred taste because pretty. Um, but it's like, oh, I need to draw a male character. I don't really know where to start. So then it's like, well, we're gonna start buff and then we'll go down to less buff because buff. So
Yeah,
that's where I'm at right now.
drawing hard.
Drawing is hard.
Trying hard.
But I've also heard it that to point out that drawing is not something where it's like, while there is a natural artistic ability, it's not necessarily just like, oh, you can mentally picture the thing and then you put it on paper. Because if it was that easy, then everybody would do it, or at least those who could visualize things. But it's also about your technique with your hand, your arm, understanding anatomy and construction, knowing where things are supposed to go, and then putting them there properly. And being able to do things like foreshortening and whatnot. So
Yeah.
Well, I
or
mean, it's the
perspectives.
same thing about
So
like if you Oh, Gabby was in here. Hi Gabby. Um, it's the whole thing where it's like you know how to you know the alphabet, right? But it's like if you can't, you can write with one hand, but you can't write with the other hand. Type of
yes,
deal.
exactly. Just because you know the alphabet, or just because yeah, doesn't mean that you can automatically write something with a hand you're not practiced with.
Yeah.
That's a very good point, Maggie. Very good way to apply that.
My
Good
left
job.
hand
Oh
is
god, it's about
illiterate.
power.
I call
Yeah.
Exactly.
I always say my left hand is the illiterate hand.
That's accurate
fair.
and funny.
Well, then jump up there already, dummy. There you go.
Bellatrix trying to jump.
She's walking all over my desk. That's for dang sure.
Cat.
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 She's a little shit, but I love that cat.
Yeah, toes, Maggie.
Yeah.
Oh,
But I do.
Oh, I was just gonna say, just to warn you, in case the Xyken does start yelling at Maggie, it's not me, it's a cat.
That's
Gotcha.
my cat.
Megan has a cat named Maggie.
That's funny.
But anyway, continue, Cynthia.
Oh, I mean, I like forgot where I was going. I was gonna talk about I've taken like a figure drawing class before, and honestly, it was pretty sick. It was a lot of fun. Unfortunately, the only model we had was just this one lady, you know. So I never actually got
right.
to draw any men
Right.
in that figure drawing class.
Oh,
I mean, which
see.
was fine with me because I like drawing women anyways.
Yeah, of course.
But,
Like
like-
that suits me just fine.
But it is useful to have like to learn how to draw, you know, different people. And it's not like I haven't drawn men at all because I've had to do like homework and stuff, and I've had to draw different people. But
Yeah.
nothing. I truly think nothing ever is as good. Like if you're drawing like the human figure as drawing that in real life, you know, seeing the person and really being able to see the depth of like
Mm.
their body, because you can't see that as well on screen, you know, you
On a
can't
2D
see it.
picture, yeah, it doesn't
Yeah.
capture that same. Yeah.
So uh this all to say, honestly, if I could take another figure drawing class, I probably would. It was pretty sick.
I remember
Yeah.
when you were doing that, and I was like looking at the techniques you were doing, and I totally was just like, "Yep, I'm gonna start doing this now. This looks nice."
Yeah, it was cool. I definitely think that helped me a lot in like I definitely think taking that class made me a better artist, you know. And I
Right.
really liked the professor. She's very passionate about art, which definitely helped because like obviously if you have a teacher who doesn't give a shit about what they're actually teaching, then it's not going to be as good as you're not going to learn as much.
Yeah.
So she was very passionate about what she did, and she truly was good at what she did. And that was pretty sick. Also, she was really hot.
Oh,
So, you know,
Cynthia, you're making me consider
Even
going back to
better.
college. Going to college, damn.
but
Cynthia lucked out. They're not all hot, Maggie. I'm sorry.
Well, guess what? She lives in the same fucking town, dude. And it was at the junior college. So if I took art class, I most likely would have her.
it's
Actually.
true, especially she's the only person who does that figure drawing class.
Mm,
Oh shit! All right.
Yeah. This is a very small town, and our college is a very small college.
Yeah. All right. Well, then, by all means, have fun, Maggie. Remember, you're in a relationship.
doesn't okay.
Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
I'm not gonna cheat on my girlfriend. What do you
Excuse
think are you talking about?
I can admire from afar.
Exactly.
But yeah, it was a cool class. I definitely would recommend to any artist, especially if you like drawing people, take a figure drawing class. It's fucking sick. I thoroughly enjoyed. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like even if you could like, it doesn't even necessarily have to be like an actual class. But like if you could even find like something local where they do like figure drawing, it's pretty cool. I would definitely try it out if you think that would be something you could be interested in.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Take the recommendation. Really, but honestly, it's like for me, a little bit of a time constraint, so I'm probably not going to do that. But what I definitely should start doing more is just going online and looking at figure pictures and starting from there at the very least. Because
We always use line of action for our like stuff because you can
Yeah.
choose different like you can choose like whether you want a female or male like presenting person, or if you want like you can get like pictures that are people clothed or people not clothed. You can change the amount of time it'll like show the like figure for, so you can do like, you know, if you want to do really quick stuff you can do 30 seconds, or if you want to do like more
Yeah.
long form stuff you can do 30 minutes. It's very nice, very customizable. I would recommend using that if you're looking for a simple resource.
what is it called? Like where would I find this?
just on line. Here, let me.
Line of action.
Line.
Is it a site?
Yeah. Let me see if it's .com. Yeah, it's .com. Lineofaction.com.
Lineofaction.com. You heard it here first. Go get it.
Yeah.
Go do it. It's practice.
They also do have like. I've never drawn the like they have an
Ooh, they do
option for different
animal ones,
ages.
too.
Yeah, and I think they added something like that recently, but it's pretty cool.
Here, I'll put it in.
Yeah, because I need to do that. I don't draw enough in general, but let alone practicing. Like this is the first time I've done some like random like, oh, I'll look at some pictures and try to imitate them as best I can
I put in art recommendations.
in a long time. Oh, thank you. Good place for it.
Hmm.
So, Meg, what do you think of what do you think about some of these bodies? Are they like Dune Rider?
Yeah.
Eh.
Well, I can't see it from here because I don't have stream.
You can pull up Discord and check this stream real quick, couldn't you?
I think so. That's very well done. Very
Oh,
nice.
I thank you.
I would say it's closer to Fenzeris, honestly.
Oh, really?
Oh yes.
Fair enough.
You've gotten out of touch with your main man. Just kidding.
Nah. I gave them very distinct differences when it comes to their
Oh,
figures.
no, not you, Meg. Not you.
Oh.
I think you're
Talk
in
to me.
sync just fine. A Xyken slacking.
Yes. Intensely.
Well, it might not help that you don't quite draw them often enough.
I don't. You're right.
I,
I'm
I-
aware.
I'm pretty much the like main drawer.
You really are, and that's a shame because I should do it more often. But like,
You don't have to.
Yes,
I
I do the
understand.
cooking. Yes, I do the cleaning.
drawing's
Exactly.
hard.
It is hard.
That's hard.
Yeah, but like, they're great encouragement for me to like practice drawing because it's like I don't have to question what do I draw that I enjoy drawing that I can use as a reference to practice and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I
They're your
always
comfort characters.
exactly. So I'm really happy for that because they're very different types of people, and yet it's only 4 characters.
Okay, I feel that my sketchbook is full of like 2 of my D&D characters that I've been like obsessively drawing.
I wish to see them.
You should.
I
love
might-
D&D
Actually,
characters.
I might have a couple pictures on my phone of her sketchbook. Let me
Can we
see.
have it in our corner? Is that okay?
yeah, go crazy.
Yay!
Okay, let me make sure I have the pictures on my phone, which I
I know.
should.
I don't even know where my sketchbook is. I think it's out in the living room. I've added more stuff recently. Here, let me.
I only have.
I'll be right back.
Like a picture of like 1 page, and I used it for when I drew her character.
Oh.
Yeah, I have 1 picture, but she'll probably go get her. My phone will open Discord. Thank you, phone.
But yes, you'll never get better if you don't practice. And I know that, and I hate it, but that's life. So
I'll just cry.
get
well,
good.
I mean, practice is more enjoyable if you have something that you enjoy drawing, in my
It
opinion.
is
That's
true.
true. That's true. But also you can't if you start off worrying about like what you're drawing, like, oh, I want to draw this character, but you're not actually using it to practice like the form of the character if you're not drawing from reference, then you might be wasting your time because then you'll be done with it and then you'll be like, oh, I hate the way this looks because it's not looking the way it's not looking as good as I want it to be.
So
The reference is my fucking brain.
that's awesome. I love it.
Here, let me see. Yeah, this is definitely where a lot more of my like. Oh, I think I actually have the page for this. Here, I can actually post this because it's on my computer. Oh, I forgot. Where should I put this? Art corner.
Yes.
Art corner. If it's something you made,
yeah.
then it's art corner.
Load A5. Let's see. Can you? Nope, you can't open Fig actually. There it is.
Fucking Discord's new shop fucking shit. They finally made something that I genuinely want on my profile. And it's like, God fucking damn it.
Give us $20 though.
No. Don't want to.
No, I don't want
Me
this.
paying Nitro should just be enough.
Right? You'd think, but nope.
Here's some I like actually scanned in these drawings. I need to
I
scan
love the
more of
flame
my stuff in.
Please, I love art.
There's actually way more added onto that page now of that character, the blonde girl. Because I've since drawn more stuff, but
I think the one because I posted that page.
oh yeah, no, there's like a tiny bit more things.
There
on
is?
there,
Okay.
but
Oh,
Fun.
yeah, because the part of it is like flapped, yeah.
Nice. I like the elf girl.
thank you.
I've
Her
drawn
name's
her.
Rosemary.
I think I posted the drawing I made of her in Art Corner before.
I've seen it. You have. Very
I
cool.
did
I
that
think-
while I was really high.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was at Cynthia's house when I did it. We had
True.
edibles, and the both of us just went fucking sicko mode.
It's true. That's honestly, I love drawing fucking absolutely blitz. Shit's
It
sick.
unlocks, honestly. Like, I'm not joking. All your like inhibitions about like your art
don't-
is like gone, at least for me.
It's pretty sick, to be honest.
Because it's just like there's nothing. I was just like, I don't care. This is looking pretty sick. I'm just gonna keep going with it.
I thought I had more of my. I think it's on my. Oh, where would I put it? I wonder. It's probably on my hard drive. Okay. Well, I'm not gonna go dig that out. Here, you can have all my the One Piece characters I've drawn so far.
Awesome.
Not those ones. That's fine.
Oh, the less.
Awesome. Very nice.
I really don't have any. What happened to it? Where would I have posted it? I don't even know. Anyways, but yeah, that's some of my stuff.
Very cool.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, no problem. I'll probably throw some more in there at some point in time. I need to scan in more of my sketchbook, to be honest.
Please do, because honestly, I love seeing art in the art corner.
Yes, all the artists should post there.
Gotta see the art corner thrive.
Maggie and Meg have just been owning the art corner for a long time because I can't be bothered to finish a fucking piece.
Well,
It happens.
finish a fucking
I just
pizza.
never finish anything, so you know, it's like my
Mhm.
style, unfinished.
Just post it as is because otherwise it'll never be seen.
It's true. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Please just show me my gallery.
I love hearing. Is Logan laughing or is that?
Yeah, it's Logan. I'm sorry if you hear muffled yelling and laughing in the background.
It's fine.
Fine.
Oh,
It's
it's
just
good.
Logan.
I share a wall with someone, so he's very loud and very excited, I guess.
He's happy
That's
about
fine.
something. Guess I can just
But work in progress then. Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like so okay. Because Emily said something. She said, "Put work in progress then, Father. If you're gonna post something and you're never gonna finish, then just post it as work in progress." But that's the thing is like I feel like that's a lie, because it's never gonna progress. It is finished for all intents and purposes.
I feel it.
You know.
That's why you
So
just
then
Maybe
it's
if
like
So you just
maybe
call
I
it
say if it's a
stitch.
whip, I will finish it though. You know.
that's a good point because maybe you'll feel like obligated to at that point. But
Ooh, you should make a whole section of just whip stuff.
That'd
oh
be
my
pretty
god,
cool.
then I'd have like 40 other drawings.
I
And
mean,
endless.
I'll put some stuff in there too. I
Same.
got some stuff.
Oh,
Do you know how
I
much
think
work in progress I fucking have, or just unfinished images?
I imagine you even more than I, since you can actually finish a drawing.
Because here's the way I
the-
see it. If we see it in there, and it's like one of these
If
days, it's like,
I-
I don't know what to draw. And then you look in there, it's like, you know what? I'm going to finish that one.
I've tried doing that with my own stuff. It never works.
Most of my art is incomplete.
I imagine that's most people's art.
Yeah. Well, then you have to finish it. You know, like
Yeah.
why would I finish it when I could just draw something else?
You know what? Actually, now that I think about it, maybe the reason you have so many work in progress, incomplete things is because you don't practice enough. So you don't, because why do you have a whip? Why isn't it complete? Because you ran out of steam, because you didn't like where it was going, because it wasn't turning out the way you wanted, because oh, it's a lot of work, oh, this, that, like what is the reason, right? Obviously there was something where you lost the drive and the passion. So maybe
That or
perhaps
you just don't want to finish it.
what do you mean you don't want to finish it?
Just don't want to finish it.
I can agree with that statement. Like, you know,
Sometimes
you just
like,
don't want to finish
exactly.
it.
there's like
You
some
have the
drawings that some drawings I have, it's not that I lost the it's just I think it looks better as the sketch.
Okay.
And that's it. And I'm just like
True.
I just like this. I'm satisfied with this. I'm okay.
I
get
suppose.
that. I do that sometimes too, yeah.
Like I know I have
But I'm thinking, what if all your practices were your work in progresses, and that teaches you your things, and that's where you can get all your like understanding out, and then for actual pieces, you're like, now I'm gonna take everything I've learned, and I'm actually gonna finish a piece.
I suppose. I think it's just about how you look at your own art, honestly.
Fair enough.
I like my art looking sketchy, because then that's how it looks when I draw it in my sketchbook, which I like.
Mhm.
My art in my sketchbook is like some of my favorite art. You know.
Same. See, and I that I can agree with because you know how for some artists they're like, oh, you should have confident lines. You shouldn't do the whole like the hairy
scratch?
sketchy thing. Yeah, the scratchiness. Yeah, it's like you shouldn't do that. It's like, but I kind of like the way that looks though. I like the texture of it. You know,
Yeah.
it's
I mean, that's why
I get to use
Oh, go ahead.
cool, fun pens and markers and all these different things, and they interact in different ways, like on physical paper that I cannot seem to replicate, like digitally. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Well, even digitally, it's just like the what you're told to do, or what, not necessarily what you're told. What you are heavily encouraged to do if you want to get better at art is be more confident in your line work if you want it to look clean. But there is definitely a strong appeal in that sketchy look to it, that it's just like you get the form out, but you don't. It's not committed. I don't know. There's something about it.
The vibes aren't there.
Yeah.
It all comes back to whether the vibes are there or not.
Yeah, and a single solid line is just not the same, you know? Yeah.
Mhm.
Anyways, well,
not to
this was a nice practice word. Maybe now that I've done some, this is my warm up. We'll call it that.
That's fair.
I hate having to color outfits because now I
Why?
have to decide what I want the colors to be.
Honestly, I feel that.
Once again, what's the vibe you're going for, Maggie?
I don't really know. She's a warlock. That's all I know.
But what kind of warlock? Is she happy? Is she edgy? Is she
Mm,
angry? Is she depressed?
She's more.
I don't think that's what kind of warlock she is. I think that's just what kind of person she is at that point.
Well, still, regardless, I mean, the color of your clothes usually represents something about yourself. Like, if you think you look good in yellow, you're probably a happy person. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You're probably
Fair.
rather upbeat. There is a psychology that comes out.
I think with Belfie in particular, she's more of a. From what I imagine in my head, that she's a character that spent her time in a fucking library and then went outside in the world and is now having to actually have human interaction.
The worst kind of interaction.
And
How is
actually
other people?
apply everything she read in books to the world.
Mm-hmm.
And she's also like foul mouthed and shit, but I don't know. I imagine if someone flirted with her, she would not have any idea what to do. And like anything about like intimacy, she would probably flip her lid. She'd be like, "Oh my god, I could do that. That's so
Well, then the colors you're
indecent.
picking seem pretty accurate.
So indecent." Yeah, I wanted to have certain like aspects of her like outfit to kind of be like.
If you're going like that reddish purple, are you gonna throw in some green in there anywhere for some pop?
Probably her waistband is gonna be like a greenish blue. But I still have stuff on separate layers so I can edit as I go.
Mm-hmm.
Because I do not put like any of like my colors on the same layer.
Oh, you know what? I've been wanting to put that in our corner that I remember.
So that is one thing I do, is that most of my coloring stuff is always on. None of it is usually on the same layer ever.
How well I easily create new layer clipping group, bucket tool different colors in to see what I like.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna I wanted to put him in there for a while now, so I'm gonna go ahead and just do that while I'm still thinking about it. There.
Got more art corner stuff? What you got? It's Bunny Man.
E. Really love how he turned out.
Looks really good, Meg.
Thank you.
I like this one. That's a good one.
I like that boulder. That is a nice boulder.
That's a nice boulder.
I like adding gradients to clothes now, making it nice. Ugh.
You do love your gradients.
I think if you do it right, it can look really good.
I mean, that's just
Gradients rock.
isn't it? If you draw it good, it looks good.
Not all the time.
No.
No. That is not true. For example, One Punch Man. Season 2. No. Definitely not.
Well, that's animated, not good. That's different.
No. Like, the art is good. The gradients take away from it because it doesn't fit the vibe.
Oh, well then.
I didn't come here for shoujo anime. I came here to watch a man just brutally fucking punch people to death by accident because
In a single blow.
My all-time
That
favorite
happened.
episode was the bug episode.
oh yeah, the fucking mosquito that fucking evaded him.
Yes.
That shit was so fucking
Bugs.
funny.
They suck.
Then whole ass his dick is out for fucking Geno's. And he was just like, oh shit. Damn, buddy. Well, I gotta go home. Have a good life. Geno's being like, you are now my master. Saitama, what? I didn't sign up for this.
No, my drawing. Come back.
My fine.
There we go.
My cabbages!
My leg.
My leg. I'm gonna go to Pinterest because I need resources.
I do love Pinterest.
I mean, as far as image boards go, it's a pretty good one.
Mm-hmm. Everything else, not so much.
Everything is awesome when you're part of the team. It's not true, kids. They
Thank you,
like
Maggie.
Nah, no problem. I do what I can to serve the people.
We truly do. What would we do without you?
I don't know. Perish, maybe?
Probably,
not.
to be honest. No. Too late, we're already dead.
Nah. Well, that's gonna bother me later. Where are you on, buddy?
It's okay. It doesn't bother me.
It's all
It
not
bothers
okay.
me. It bothers me a lot.
I hate when I
And this
find like
one's
a
green.
random fucking dot in the middle of nowhere. It's like,
Where the fuck did you come from?
who do you belong to? Which layer do you belong to?
God damn it, Pinterest.
Where's Rachel?
Where's Rachel? Oh, what about
I hate this.
Pinterest? What has it done to you?
Well, I log in and I open it up and it's like, here's all the things that we think you'd like. And I'm like, you're right. I do love all these, but fuck, I can't. That's not what I'm looking for right now. Because I have a compulsory saving habit where it's like, no, I have to have a hard copy on my PC for every one of these resources.
Pinterest trying to be helpful but not being helpful.
Pinterest trying to be helpful, but also requiring me to like literally like middle click on every single one of these fucking things because it's like, yes, I want that, and 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 I want that.
That's how they get you, buddy.
It is how they get me, and I hate it. I don't have time for this. Now I have like 20 tabs open when I'm just trying to look up one fucking thing.
This is why they have boards on Pinterest, I think.
I
To be honest
yeah. That you're right. But the thing about the boards is I will never come back to go look through those because they're already filled with hundreds of photos. So it's like, that's too much work. I don't need that.
I'll just look through all my hundreds of photos on my computer instead.
Yes, I will. I will look through the thousands of photos that I have saved of many other artists and images to look for the one perfect reference.
It's true. I understand.
That's why I use Discord as like my hoarding for art materials. I have an alt account that I send shit to, and recently in my private Discord server, I've been putting art resources in there because I cannot be saving all that shit to my phone or my computer.
Well, fortunately, images are rarely more than like 10, 20 megabytes at
You
most,
don't
so it's like...
I have so many screenshots.
Don't tell me that I don't understand, okay? I have in the tens of
So
thousands
many screenshots.
of saved
Too
photos.
many.
Oh, that's a really cool
Thousands
skeleton design.
of
Oh,
screenshots.
I like that. I like that. I like that. Nope. I can't scroll down any further. I will be in a trap and I will be in a hole all day. All right, what are we looking for?
That's how they get you.
That is how they get you. Don't go scrolling. That one's really cool. That one's really cool. That's not what I'm looking for, but that's really cool. Even when I search for something, I get shit that it's like, that's not supposed to be here, but algorithm. Pinterest knows what I like. What can I say?
Arrange it thoroughly.
They've got me pegged. You know how you know how you're like, oh, I prefer to draw women, and so that's what you mostly focus on. That's what my algorithm for Pinterest has given me. Is just lots and lots and lots of
Ladies.
well-drawn women.
My Pinterest has unfortunately been tainted because it's the one I made when I was in like school. So it's all just
Oh.
cringe and One Piece. No.
That's just a strange picture there. It's a very nice dragonborn. That one's definitely AI.
AI.
When you can train your eye to recognize AI.
Yeah.
They took our gerbs.
They took your gerb. Dirkager.
I forgot her fucking tail. You gotta be kidding me.
Maggie,
Startled
if
me.
it makes you feel any better, I have literally never drawn Solna's tail in any of her art.
Yeah, but
Until, like,
full
recently.
body drawing. God damn it.
So are most of mine of her, and every single time I forget her tail, and every single one.
Damn
Even
it.
though it's cool, you know, tails are cool.
Yeah.
Go in and draw her tail now, because now that I see it, I have to do it.
Do what you gotta do. That one's just Keanu Reeves. It's well drawn, but it looks just like Keanu Reeves.
Oh my god, the amount of fucking images I've been seeing of Shadow from Sonic
'Cause
in Keanu Reeves like images is hilarious.
it truly is great that they got him to be the voice actor.
It's
Wait,
perfect.
Keanu Reeves is Shadow the Hedgehog?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
What
my
the
god.
That's
it's
so
it's
weird.
pretty sick.
That's awesome.
I think it's weird. I don't know. I'm not sure if that fits. Well, it depends on how he does the role.
I support him.
I think it'll be
Like,
fun.
if he's gonna John Wick it, I don't know. I don't think he's edgy enough.
Not edgy enough.
He's not edgy enough. No.
Keanu
I feel
Reeves.
like they've done a good job with the movies so far. They're pretty silly, goofy, and I think that they'll do an all right job. You know.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't think it'll be bad, but like, I didn't care for what was it, Idris Elba's Knuckles. I felt like that was a very strange choice.
Knuckles got his own TV show now.
Knuckles has his own TV show?
Mm-hmm.
I was just thinking that.
It's
Is
it's
that
like
true?
a series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
I know there's
That's what
like
he deserves, honestly.
there's like a 3D animated like Sonic, and there's a part where it's like
You're too slow, or something.
there's a part where he's just like, yeah, you take the biggest kid and you go fight him in the yard. Knuckles, we're talking about like like kindergarten or something like that. He's like, yeah, but kids can be so cruel. I have to find it. What is the
What is this branch? Who are you? What do you do? That's the article. I've decided to give up on that
Found it. I
drawing.
found the audio. I'll put it in this call chat. Fuck.
You know something, darling?
Yes, dear.
I can't stop thinking about how fucking good that orange creamsicle frosty was.
We're not going back.
I know. I know.
There we go. Sent the link in there.
This one day. That's why I created these. Good thinking, Tails. We'll stuff these with leaves, dump them in the ocean, and start a new life
Award-winning journalists stop you from sharing your innermost.
Ooh, a character
Fine,
model sheet.
I admit it. I still can't swim.
That's handy.
I never took those lessons at the community
Yes,
pool.
please, thank you.
Sonic, you promised.
They wanted to put me in the beginner's class
Oh,
with the
that's a
little
good
kids.
picture, Tubi.
I can't be swimming around with a bunch of 5-year-olds. They can be so cruel when they sense weakness.
Damn it, Petrus, can't
That's
you
why on
knock
the
it off for
first
like
day,
5
you have
seconds?
to beat up the biggest one in the yard.
Knuckles, that's
What have you
prison.
considered,
Only if
pretty
you let it
lady?
be.
I'm not sure if it's
Yeah.
time set properly,
Yes.
but just watch this video and it has the audio better.
It was funny.
Knuckles, that's prison. Only if you let it be.
Oh, you're talking about all the clips from like Sonic Boom.
Yes.
Yeah, those. Yeah, lots of those were a thing.
Yes. Knuckles, that's prison. Only if you let it be.
It's true, to be honest.
Hey man. God, the amount of fighting that happens in school. Did you watch the video?
Well, yes, but I was I cannot possibly say what I was thinking in my brain out loud.
Type it to me. I want to know.
I also want to know. Send it to me in a DM, Cynthia. I want to know.
I can't.
Damn.
Put it in the chat.
No, because the chat will pop up on Discord.
Okay.
Oh, dude. Oh, Scoop. I'm down to
Or
know
on
what she said.
Stream. Hold on.
Oh. I didn't
can't
mean
do
in
it.
the stream chat. I meant in the I meant in the Discord chat.
No, it was a. Never mind. I can't.
Damn. Sag.
Kakarot, the Discord messages got leaked. Vegeta, we have to blow up the Earth.
Imagine Vegeta's fucking Discord DMs.
Why he feet so weak?
Are you drawing your Sonic OC? Do you not
No,
see him?
I'm just drawing I was gonna draw Knuckles.
Oof.
Maybe I should draw my Sonic OC. I think Knuckles is cool.
Yes.
They all wear gloves.
Yes.
Yes.
This is not what I wanted, Google. Why did you show me that?
My brain immediately just thought, did they just show you a bunch of Sonic feet?
No, they just showed me a bunch of ship art.
Oh.
That's about as much. Yeah, you'd probably see a lot of that too.
Yeah.
Well, cause I looked up Knuckles, and then you know how like on Google Images they have like the little like suggested shit.
Mm-hmm.
There's one that says Tails, but when you click on it, it doesn't go to Tails or anything. It goes to Knuckles X Tail,
Knuckles X Tails. All right.
Well then.
which is
Also,
funny cause there's a like a Sonic one too, but that doesn't bring up Knuckles X Sonic. It just brings up Knuckles and then the word Sonic, which just shows Knuckles.
didn't they? Aren't they naming the new movie Sonic X Shadow or something? Is Shadow X Sonic? Like that was like the meme.
Hold on. I thought it was like a game. Sonic X Shadow Generation.
Oh, it's a game. Yes, you're right. That's the new Generations game that they're coming out with, the sequel to Sonic Generations. But still, bad naming convention.
It's true.
Because you know what you're gonna get.
Maybe that's why they did it.
It's like, we gotta reclaim it. We can't let them have this. Sir, there's too much. There's years and years of porn. Do it anyways.
Do what you can.
Okay, let me look up Amy because
Think of Amy, I think of the fucking Game Grumps videos.
I'm starting to remember how annoyingly difficult this was. These flames. I'm bad at flames.
Flames are tough, especially when they're static, because when you can animate them, you can start to get the vibe that they're supposed to be flames back into it just through the motion. But like when you're drawing flames, it's like, yes, edgy.
Bless you.
I'll be right back.
Thank
Okay.
you. Okay.
animal should.
Did anyone disconnect and reconnect?
No,
Mm-mm.
not for me. Did you just do that, dear?
I heard a bloom and then bloom. Like Discord, someone like left Discord and then reappeared.
Hmm.
Alright, never
I
mind.
didn't hear any such thing.
Sonic.
Alright, I'm back.
Why they gotta look like that?
So fucking hot in this goddamn house.
This hot ass room I'm in. Is that the Grim Reaper?
I wish I had a ceiling fan. So bad.
Would be nice.
I miss my ceiling fan.
It's like, it's just, they're so good. They're so good.
I kind of hate the way that they draw the faces and stuff. Cool.
You know,
don't
you're
get
not
me
the first
wrong,
person that said that.
but like, why are they so fucking hard to draw for no goddamn reason? Like, how come none of these fucking characters have a neck?
Because they said so, unfortunately.
It's so. It looks good until I try and draw it, and then I'm like, where the fuck is your neck? Why don't you have a neck? How
It breaks
does-
the rules, yeah, and you're like, no, that's not how it's supposed to work though. But it is. Why? Stop doing that. It looks terrible.
Okay, I'm just gonna draw a neck in to make it my own.
When in doubt,
Neck it out.
neck it out.
I don't know.
Sounds like doing something dirty.
Well, that's just you, buddy. I don't have to make it
Sure.
dirty.
Also, this whole time, Emily was trying to get a hold of you, Meg. I think she wants to talk to you about your car's extended warranty.
I'm sorry, I beg your pardon. What? I beg your utmost pardon?
Emily has been messaging in the chat trying to get your attention. She
I
said, Meg,
do not have
Meg,
this. I'm
Meg,
so sorry.
Meg, Meggy
I'm
Moo,
okay.
metaphorical twin, Meg, poke.
Yes. I'm sorry. I literally don't have the Twitch up. I don't usually.
Sorry, that is
so
my
that-
fault. I should have had it up.
No. I just don't put it up on the browser and stuff. That's me. I'm focused.
If it
on
makes you
drawing.
guys feel any better, I have the stream pulled up, and I still notice it.
But what's up, Em? Oh, I'm sorry. What's shaking? What's
the
the
fuck do you want?
word? No. What's happening? What's shaking? What's the word? What's the 411? Home skillet? I'm gonna shut up now. I'm sorry.
God, Meg, I love you.
I love you too.
Aggie, is she saying something?
I was hoping one of those two would get your. I'm hurt. No one pays attention to me. I cry. I wanted to tell you that. What? Tell you her what?
Do they give like Amy
Hazel?
eyelashes? They do.
Says
Hazel?
Hi.
Yes. I love you, Hazel. Hi.
They do
Give
Amy
boops.
eyelashes.
Give hugs. Give treat. All the love. Sweet, sweet Hazel.
I know my characters, but like, do they have to have clothes on? Like,
Well,
Unfortunately for this stream, yes, they actually do have to have clothes on.
well, look, she's got shoes on.
I don't think Twitch Terms of Service cares about that.
no
Sonic
shirt, no shoes,
characters
no
don't
slippers.
have clothes except for like socks, shoes, and gloves, right? Most of the
Except for the
time-
female ones.
The female ones usually have
Who
clothes.
fucking cares?
That's what I'm saying.
I mean,
What if I just give myself
I
a-
drew my Sonic.
What if I just give my character a cool scarf? You know?
I'm not saying you shouldn't, but
Hey, I drew
Be aware.
my
I'm saying
Sonic
that-
OC on stream, and she didn't have any clothes.
All I'm
Pervert.
saying is, I'm allowed to draw a Sonic character
okay,
without clothes on.
fair.
'Cause some of
If
them
it's
don't wear clothes.
that's true. If it's fair sometimes, it's fair all the time. That's justice.
Sonic.
Sanic.
Yannick.
Sonic, you're fucking naked. Oh wow, shit, I didn't notice.
They also have like tiny ass fucking arms. I need this fist to be bigger though. We are just gonna erase it.
They do have big hands.
That's the best part.
Okay, now then,
I like somehow accidentally remade this like pose that Sonic's in. I didn't mean it. This was just a pose I made up in my brain.
sometimes it happens, and we just roll with it.
Ooh, how we just roll with it.
If I give her like
What the? Is that me?
Hmm.
I think it's me. I think I keep falling in and out.
oh, like connecting and disconnecting.
Yeah,
Perhaps you need to restart Discord.
I guess. I will be right back.
Okay.
Oh fuck! I forgot that we're wearing gloves. Oh, I can make my gloves super dramatic. know it.
Mm. Peanuts make me cough.
What?
Not because I'm allergic, but just because sometimes the little particles just kind of linger.
Mm.
Okay, I think I'm okay now.
Probably.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, yeah.
Thank you.
Sonic OC. Actually, I need to see what that shit looks like. This goes. Need to make this push. Distance. I have tails.
Knuckles has a small tail. Amy also has a small tail. Yes, they have
So does
tails.
Sonic.
Tails has tails.
He has two
Yes,
tails.
also has tails. This is also true.
He has two.
Okay. I have to turn up the density of my brush.
We'll have the character looking at the.
I forget about the tails because they're on the back of the character. How am I supposed to remember they're back there?
By drawing just a little itty bitty bit poking out if it makes an angle like that.
That's fine. I'll be real with you guys. I think it's almost. I think it's time for me to get off. To be honest,
Going
Oh,
big.
fair
I'm
enough.
very
pee-pee?
tired.
Yeah.
I feel like shit, to be completely honest.
That's fair.
But I had fun, so we're good.
Fuck yeah.
So-
I'm glad you did. I'm glad you came. I'm glad you had a good time.
Yeah.
Here, let me get my shit saved. But yeah, I think if I stay on too much longer, I'm gonna get so sick because I'm very tired. I
fair.
hope you guys have a great evening.
Yes. I hope you feel better.
Thanks. I do too. It's probably just the lack of sleep, you know.
Probably.
Anyways,
Then get your bitch ass to bed.
it's true. Anyways, good night. Goodbye.
Good night,
Bye.
Leo.
Goodbye. And then there was 3.
Yes. back.
Readjust so I am the center of attention. Thank you, yes. My proper place in the spotlight.
Oh my god. You goof.
I know.
Almost done. So close, I can taste it. Fucking shit. Opal, get away from my door. Go away.
Let's see what would make this slightly more dynamic. Probably spacing out the feed a little bit. I look at your stuff, Maggie, and your stuff, Meg, and sometimes I'm like, damn, like you guys are really good at like drawing some like somewhat more dynamic stuff, which comes with practice, as I know.
Yes.
Definitely does.
I draw the same
But
goddamn
it's-
pose every day. I swear. I swear I do.
So that's where it comes from. But I sometimes question, how should I make some of my stuff more dynamic, you know?
I use
Um,
references.
references, and I noted personally for a long time I was using kind of like in the site Cynthia showed us, called the line of action.
Yes.
Very much looking at arcs and how the body conforms to arcs.
Mm-hmm.
I think is a very important part to like dynamic posing.
Yeah. Well, also, definitely one thing that I notice is like how like spread out are your limbs. You know what I mean? Like that's if your limbs are too close together all the time, if they're really close together, they it gives this feeling of putting yourself, bundling yourself up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So and like you're if I'm not mistaken, like zoom out for a moment on yours, Maggie. Yeah, see, like you've got one leg up, you've got like an arm kind of stretched out, you've got the corner thing, the tail and the hair helps, but it's more dynamic, poppy. You know, there's some visual interest going on there.
Yeah.
So it's like it's it's not so tightly bound. And I was thinking like, oh, I could put it so that the legs are gonna be together. But then it's like, no, 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 no. But if you want like a more confident or you want like a more interesting looking pose, then it's like spread the legs out. You know, put some width there so it gives off a different vibe.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, and that's how you get dynamic stuff. And Meg, like your Yavari picture that you were working on there is freaking awesome because it does the dynamicism very well because I noticed that you're doing like like looking up from below the chest and then the bend that the chest and the torso makes and then the head, like that looks very 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 good.
Thank you. I got a really good reference
Yeah.
that I really enjoyed and I thought suited the idea quite well.
Maggie, have you been approached by anybody to draw some art for stuff?
For recent stuff, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yes. I.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because Ainge was like, I'm just gonna do this thing, and I was like, no, bitch. So I'm doing stuff for Ainge because I was like, I cannot allow you to do this. Because they were gonna just use tools.
AI.
Yeah. AI
The
stuff.
the shameful words.
And
The AI.
I was just like, no, we're not doing that. I got you. So.
You're doing the Lord's work.
Doing that, I'm currently working on a tattoo design for someone as well.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
How's that going?
It's going pretty good. It's pretty simple.
Oh, good. I'd imagine there would be some more complexity to it.
This one's pretty simple. It's just like here I'll just put it in our corner. One of the concept sketch that I have, it needs to be colored and stuff and stuff like that.
So let me ask your both's professional opinions here.
I
What do
mean,
we
I don't
think-
know about me being professional,
Yeah.
but okay.
Okay, whatever. Let me ask your completely amateurish opinions here.
Okay. I will take that title.
What
Yeah.
what do we think of this male figure?
Let me see here. I'm not a fan of the top portion.
No, why?
I don't know. It
He looks a bit stiff to me personally.
mm-hmm.
And what could be changed?
I would say maybe change his position. Mm,
He's
Hold on.
very how do I explain it? It's so
Hmm.
I would say stand up and try standing in the position and see what you think.
Okay.
Cause like I can't quite put my finger on it, but sometimes putting yourself in the position of said drawing could give different perspective on it as well.
mm-hmm.
Because like personally when I look at it I see it stiff, so if you put yourself in like that similar position, maybe you can be like, okay, yeah, I can understand why this part might feel stiff. Like for me at least, it's kind of like the hip area feels a bit stiff for me.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you, what do you think of this pose? But obviously, put a book in hand.
That's good, but it has a different shape language than what I'm going for.
You could tweak it.
Well, no, not really,
Hmm.
because that's a stance of confidence, intimidation, uh, force of will. The pose that you sent me, Meg.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas that's it's actually the opposite of what I'm going for.
I think it might be the arm behind the back for me. I think that's what it is.
Okay.
It does not look right to me, and it looks a bit uncomfortable. I don't know exactly how to explain it, but I think it is the.
You know what? Maybe it's that the arm rests too far down, where if you were to put that there, it actually would end right about at your rib cage. Like like the arm is too low.
Maybe, but I think as well, like he is hunching over,
Mm-hmm.
but like I don't know maybe yeah, if the arm was, I get in the way you described, maybe I would have to see it.
Right. I mean, I. But you know what? Thank you both for your opinions. I don't know what else I can do instead to get the look I'm going for though. So.
I mean, that's what it is, trial and error.
Mm.
It's always gonna be like that. It's constant trial and error, and you wondering why the fuck nothing's working.
I mean, I think it looks fine, but that's because I'm comparing it to like the
I mean, if you think
the
it looks
vague
fine,
image in. Well, I'm not saying that it is fine. I'm saying it's just like I have a completer image in my head, so it feels like it's closer to that, like it works.
yeah. I mean, like I said, it honestly a lot of time it really just depends on how you feel about it.
Well, regardless, I appreciate your opinion, and I will fix it as soon as I can find my fucking pen.
I know.
Oh no.
Yep, I stood up, and it poof, gone.
I'm so sorry.
Maggie, I have ADHD. You can't be telling me to do things and
I
then
didn't
not
realize
expect me
you'd
to lose
lose your
something.
pen. I didn't know this.
Did I put it in my pockets? It's not in pockets. It's not on the table. It's not on the desk. What the fuck did I do with it?
Did it go under your desk?
I just looked there, but I could look again.
I'm sorry.
It might have. No, you're fine. I do not blame you at all for this. This is This is my fucking problem. This is my life. Is it under the tablet? It's under the tablet. Okay, we
Mm.
found it.
There you go.
Yeah, that's also a culprit for me sometimes. If I do lose it, it's sometimes usually under the tablet. I've been scared to God, though, about ever losing my pen to this tablet. So I'm like, I don't wanna. I'll
Yep.
have to replace it.
Someday you're gonna have to.
I know. I used to lose my tablet pens a decent amount before. I replaced them at least a couple times, but I have gotten better over the years about making sure I put my tablet in a place where it won't fall off my desk.
What the hell is Emily talking about?
Not sure.
Are you talking about the thing in chat?
Yeah.
Emily, what do you mean, have you checked your butthole?
Have you checked your butthole? It's a song. Well, it's a meme song.
Yeah, but why is she saying it to us?
I don't know. That's what
Life
I'm wondering.
is full of mysteries.
And then she linked a video that we will not be watching right now. Well, time for coffee.
Coffee.
Ooh, let's go with a medium roast for now.
It's good enough.
Good enough?
Good enough. I'm not gonna keep racking my brain about it. As much as I want to, I ain't gonna do it. So no, it
What were you?
I don't know. It's colors and stuff. Not exactly
Ah.
colors, but like stuff standing out, but at the same time it's like she does have like clothing that overlaps a lot more. So it's gonna look a bit covered.
A lot
more.
of it's a lot of red, purple, blue.
Yeah, so, but, you know, that's okay. She's a warlock, and she's also an introvert that doesn't know how to fucking do shit. So, she just sat a bunch of time on her ass and fucking reading books and shit. And doing other warlock things.
Warlocks don't need to read books. That's the whole point of being a warlock.
Refresh my memory. Are you talking about the purple teeth thing?
Yes.
That's actually really funny.
I mean, yeah, warlocks don't have to read books, but she still likes reading books.
Nerd.
Well, I mean, like being an introvert,
She's introverted. She's a early 20s introverted woman that has no idea what the fuck she's doing, but is definitely a fake it till you make it type of deal.
Wow. That sounds like so many people I know.
Would you say she's antisocial?
A little bit.
Interesting.
Would you say she's a warlock?
She is in fact a warlock.
Interesting.
Question mark. I don't know what you're trying to tell me. I'm kind of dumb.
You're fine. If anything, I'm just kind of making fun of Megan while also making the same point she made.
I'm just. I'll mention it after stream.
Okay. There we go.
See, now I got lost looking at references because I was trying to look for a close reference for freaking.
Oh! No, I haven't checked. I didn't need to check my butthole for my pen, Emily. I understand now.
Do you understand now?
Sorry, it took me way longer than it should have to think about that. You were saying, Meg? I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
No, I wasn't. I just was making the comment that I got lost looking at references because I was looking for a reference similar to the one you were wanting to do, and yeah.
Yep.
Yep. That's how it happens.
We go down the hole.
Down. Down. Down.
We're going down in an early round.
Let's go, going down, swinging.
We'll be a number one whip up a whip.
Load a gun complex, cock and pull it.
Down.
Down, down.
Down. I love Fall Out Boy.
Same.
Bring me joy. Why does reverse keep on turning on? I don't want this. Fuck. She's definitely more of a Lucy woman. Go through all my fucking
Let me look at it
phase of
again.
adding fucking borders because I hate myself.
Oh, she's so cute. I love her.
Thank you. Selection. Dilate.
Okay. I think this might be useful. Here you go, Here you go, darling.
I'm sorry, what? Oh, you were looking for? You got me a reference?
Yes, for your upper half that I'm mad about.
Um,
Like, seeing, like, because you're going for, like, the bending motion. There's a
Uh-huh.
JoJo stance. That's funny. Anyone need a JoJo reference dance?
Is that a JoJo reference?
I see what you're saying. If anything, what you're actually saying, Meg, is that you're saying that the pelvis should be more canted and forward uh, uh, in order to grab the weight because it would be off balance otherwise. Because that's what it is. It's the compression. If you're hunching over forward, then your pelvis then will compensate because then your legs actually have to support the weight. Because if you lean straight over, then your weight is unbalanced.
Mm-hmm.
So because essentially the the center of gravity should, if you would fucking go away, your center of gravity should be equal. But if it was the other way, then the center of gravity would be over the pelvis. Thus, it would be off balance looking. Motherfucking Clip Studio. Don't tell me that there's nothing to transform. I know it. I know that's a different layer. Shut up, bitch.
I knew that
Don't
the
tell me what to
entire
do.
time.
All these squares make a circle.
And then offset the leg just a little bit because
Again. Did I seriously do it again?
Oh?
oops, you did it again.
Do what again,
Hey.
Meg?
I disconnected and reconnected again.
Interesting.
Yeah, very interesting.
Because believe it or not, we're not hearing you disconnect, reconnect at all. Like you are in the call.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, but I'm hearing myself, like, leave and then come back. So I don't know. Oh well.
yeah, it's fine. It's not breaking anything. It's
Discord's just been hella fucking buggy.
yeah. Yeah, that's fair. It is 11. We've been going our normal stream time.
Yeah, about, yeah.
Oh boy.
Give me a screenshot of drawing.
Kate. I didn't make much progress.
It's fine.
I got lost for a good 20 minutes.
Lost in the sauce.
I'm sorry.
It's
But-
fine. Just, start collecting references.
I did collect references. I collected the references I needed. You said, well, use these references. And it's like, but I don't really need that reference. That's not the right angle. That's not the right thing.
Again, they're not gonna always be. That's why you gotta do what I call Frankensteining in them. Here's what I got so far.
Ooh.
I'm waiting for it to show up. There it is. Very cool.
Which is
Thank you.
amazing. I love it.
Thank you.
Yes, Rena, I know. You're so needy. So needy.
Needy.
Alright, Stram. It has been another night. Another long night of drawing. We have gone through many trials and tribulations. And we are vibing. Straight up vibing. But it is time for bed-bye.
Good night, y'all.
Yeah, good night.
Thank
Join us
you all
next time,
for
next
who
week.
were here for being here.
Yes, join us on Sunday around the same time. We'll try to be on time. No
Same bat
guarantees.
time, same bat place.
Yes, yes. Rena, get off my desk. Yes. Good night, stream. Sleep well, or have a good morning, because some of you are, starting your day, or some
Yeah.
of you are in the middle of your day. So good afternoon.
True, true. Good, good.
Drink your coffee. It's good for you.
Yes, yes. So enjoy your day, your night, your evening, whatever the fuck, all those words. All right. Deuces.